Oh. Hello?
Yeah, hold on.
Oh, okay.
Hold on, brother.
Adik dinde na jam dine dinga nyara ye luela monjang pek tok to no. Ti tawon ko we ka dag fele da.
What's the title?
Monjang pek tok to no. Dine dinga nyara but title day na jam. Acha taw
Okay. Yeah, if you know
the title. Oh, okay. I don't know the title. That one.
No, it's a title. Ran kedebes.
Dinga nyai.
Oh, dinganya.
Yeah, ade dinde na jam pek tok to no in monjang.
Okay.
Dinga nyai. Ya korka dina kursa bab ina ikro. Kursa bab ikro.
Simon Lual?
Wilson
Yes.
Lual or Makur Lual?
Or Wilson Lual or Makur Lual.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm sorry. Wilson Lual. Wilson Lual, welcome to Lake State Media. Before we start the program, you said that you want to listen to Dinganyai. So I pulled Dinganyai up. So what was the song name?
Alai song is talking jam monjang pektok no gudagar gurji le reko kede kede. I really don't have a title here with me, but
Okay.
elwela monjang pektok no.
Okay.
Gudele gura rang le gurwen kede wor kwerin wor kejel. Ene tong kene le buk tuai ko bukal tawali. Kan punya lala.
Kai kidang monjang pektok tino Dinganyai and Chi Nin. And Chenin is there.
No, en cheni ni cheye ne kan kere ni kan. No cheye kan. La cheye kere ni kan.
Okay, hold on. Banyak. Okay. Let me find your Junubin Jerajai Makuta Pandye Intel Dinganyai music. I don't know. Dear Mike Weddy Dinganyai Bazubik Shabab Rumbik Anglo Dinganyai Greater Song.
I see again.
In China Thiok because that's not what you want. A lot will open not chiding in a book. Yeah, can you ding and let's be titled the Nikol Ding and I have a lot of songs.
I love it. I bet they ran do coin by then. I love politics. Block of it.
Okay. So you really ding and to young mum to you.
Yeah, pick talk to know. Tell me, young pick talk. Rubek le good rango le good no one man to queen.
Okay. Daniel ding and one young. Okay, and king you.
I
Grammarly Business, a solution to help your entire organization communicate more clearly and professionally.
Okay. Okay.
Hello.
Welcome to Lake State Media by Billy Luke.
Yeah, good to see you, Vanjbol.
Good to see
you. And about July 4th pre-celebration, hello, red big firework, hello, noise beach. So there's some of the prayer and the firework. Yeah.
A lot of my friends are you wouldn't there, but ignore because I want to host you guys.
Yes, sorry about that. We caused you that inconvenience. We apologize.
No,
thank you for yeah.
And they are community development host, so today now you but then.
I tell you, I'm gonna be a big day. I'm gonna be a big day today. Just a pre-crank. So people are cracking firework outside. It's quite exciting. The weather is nice. You know, very peaceful outside as well. So in too late, right?
You know, village ping that. No, you need ping a billion can get ping.
Okay, you feel like Baloy, or I become the champion. I will be low enjoy.
No problem. Okay. I can hear myself as well.
Then you need to win by that all, but welcome, okay?
You. Ball sound too low. Are we back Janyal? Well, I am quite
Hey, you bad.
Sound top in your head.
Let me walk on.
Now we can have a play again.
Okay, can I go play too?
Yeah, will you go on YouTube?
Yes, that's on YouTube. You go on Daniel Dinganyai Monjang.
Okay, don't worry about it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Just give me a credit. I have.
can now buy your ticket without ever leaving your house. An app called Jack Pocket allows you to buy a lottery ticket.
Did you ever tell how I like video here, what I die, especially where you can Jieng Padang, Jawe Kai Pon Jieng, the back here, share it with every single friend of yours in the bag and share. Jan Muka get which you can late, Ben Jack Ben. Bole which be did before Alban? 7 minutes.
No.
No.
Well, Kulorat,
Okay, Captain Dai. Thank you.
President of Padang Jieng community request that song, and he listened to it, and then he put it to an end because these songs talk a lot about the borders, the boundaries, where the Jieng Dinka are residing. So before we join the show and before we welcome Simon and Billy Luke and everybody, Billy Luke, I would like you to be responsible for something very important. Send link to your people. Link, because my phone is network here, you know, is crazy. So I shut it down so you guys can be host very well without no problem. Your Padiet is very coming here is very hard for him. So can you send him a link, please? Anybody who complain about a link, just copy what we send to you, send it to him so they can join.
Yeah, but I thought you already pinned it down there.
I pin it on there. Sometimes we can pin it, but still don't bring the member. And here is what I am telling people. When you click the link, click it, copy it, and paste it to Internet Explorer, or copy it and paste it to Chrome. When you paste it to Chrome, scroll down, and it will tell you.
Yeah, I thought you already pinned it down there.
Yes. So that's
it go up sometime when the show is running. It can go.
Yes.
You cannot see it.
Okay, it go up sometime. I will copy it and paste it again anytime.
I will help you with that as well. Yes. Don't worry. Yeah.
We send to the forum messenger
Yeah. Okay. Yes. So my people of Padang Jieng, I am here asking you, are we going to host this show in Jieng Dinka, or are we going to speak in English?
I think tonight will be in English because we got to respond some of the allegation, and then we got to repeat the same message of rejection. So we want some other South Sudanese to hear what we are saying.
Okay, good enough. Now, since we are going to host you and the language will be in English, then I would like everybody to start from now in English so the members, the viewers can understand the beginning of the topic until the end. So Billy Luke, I would like you to limit Jieng language and you can speak your mother tongue English, okay?
No problem.
Yeah, right. The governor of Ruang State, I have nominated. So, so brothers, welcome to Lake State Media. I am very happy to host you, the community of Padang, today. And the topic is outside there. We posted before. For the people who just came right now, you already read the topic. And people who came before, they already know the topic. Padang Jieng community are here today to respond to some allegations said by the members of the IO. And also, the SPLM IO, they are also free to join the show if they can. And after the Jieng Padang community speak, then they will be allowed to speak too. Also, we will manage the time. We will commute the time. And if you already speak, then it will be swing to other person, to other person, to other person. But it will be time because this topic is so wide and a lot of people will come. So if we give you 20 minutes, then we will be here forever. But there will be a key speakers. There will be key speakers that will be given 20 minutes. And then people who are coming to respond or ask questions will be given 5 minutes. And in this show, Billy Luke also will have some authority because he's the one requesting this show to be host. And right now, I will give him a floor to introduce Padang Jieng community leader. Thank you. Welcome, Billy Luke.
All right. Is everybody okay? Can you hear me properly?
Yes. Yes.
All right. Okay. First of all, let me say happy 4th of July. Tomorrow is going to be, it is already Saturday today,
Billy
which is
Luke,
the July 4th.
Billy Luke.
Yeah.
Hold
yes.
On. There is something very serious I need to address, but I don't always read the comment that interrupt me. But if the language is very nasty, then I will tell you, I will put you on your spot. Daniel Marial Kenjok, do you want us to block you? If you don't want us to block you, then I don't want to see that insult you just post. Okay? I don't have a time for that nonsense. But I don't like to block people because this forum is for you. So please let that comment you just made, let it be like that. I don't need to see any other comment like that. Then I will block you right away because I don't have time for such a language. Okay? But the forum is for you. So I don't need you to be blocked because I hope coming here for you to share with us is very important. Okay? So go ahead, Billy.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Bol Makur, for hosting us tonight. And I would also want to extend my personal gratitude and appreciation to the Padang leaders who have just shown up, starting with Bany Wilson Tonaku, President Abiel Kon, the president of the Padang community in Canada, and President Wilson Tonakur is the overall president of the Pandang Jieng community in North America. So tonight, this morning, the Padang people representative, the Padang president, they are here today to respond to the challenge that were actually posted by the critic on social media, particularly the opposition. So the Padang president or leaders, they are here this morning or tonight to respond to the challenges that were actually posed by the critics and the opposition supporters. So this is the main reason why they are here. Before I give the floor to the president of Padang, I would want to give you an acknowledgement. The host tonight, Bol Maku, I'm so grateful to you for your generosity, your hospitality, because you have taken your time off, to actually prepare yourself for the celebration of the July 4th with your friend. Fortunately, you took your time off to come and host us tonight at the Padang community. So I would want to give you an appreciation or acknowledgement for taking your time up, and we also do apologize for any inconvenience it caused to you and your friend who also has you out to go and have a pre-celebration of the July 4th. So thank you very much for that as the host tonight. We appreciate that. And like I said, tonight we are here to respond to the critic who challenged the position of the Padang community for calling for the rejection and the denunciation of the gubernatorial appointment of Johnson Ulany. So tonight, ladies and gentlemen, particularly the viewers, we are here tonight to reiterate our position as the citizen of Padang and the leaders of the Padang community. So tonight, We are so thankful to the Lagos State media for giving us this platform so that the community of Padang can actually be able to present their position through this press conference. So before we start, I would like to introduce to you the overall president of the Padang community, or Pandang Jieng community in North America, is represented by Wilson Thonokurulwal, who is in red and blue shirt. You can see him there on the screen. The other president representing the Padang community in Canada is Abiel Kon. Is here with us on the screen. We have other brother from the Padang community, Gyenyang Herville. I think all of us know him. Unfortunately, I'm sorry, I don't know. He doesn't have a specific position that I can introduce him. Sorry?
No, he was acknowledged what you said. He just acknowledged his name.
Yeah. So, Bangyenyang, don't again. Sorry. Yeah, and I'm just a volunteer as well. You know, Gyenyang and I are activists on social media on behalf of our community, the Jieng of Padang. So we are here to actually accommodate and accompany our president. They will be presenting to you the view of the Padang community. So it is very true that for the last few days, we have been campaigning on social media, trying to make sure the voices of Padang community is heard around the world, calling for the rejection, the absolute rejection of Johnson Olony. The reason why the Padang community is actually rejecting the appointment of Johnson Olony is very clear, because when he rose up, when he took up arms, you know, he was actually taking arms against the community of Dinka in Upper Nile State in particular, over the territorial dispute as well. He doesn't want to coexist with the Dinka of Upper Nile. So for that case, that is why this case is actually an exceptional case and cannot be compared with the rest of the other gubernatorial appointment across South Sudan. So in the case of Johnson Olony, we are rejecting him simply because he took up arms against the community of Padang, and that is why Padang people are so concerned about the safety and the security of their people, as well as their territorial integrity. So if we allow such kind of person, while he's actually still commanding 10,000 tribal militia, I believe that is not going to be accepted by the Padang community, because this is a big threat to our people, and we can never accept that. So tonight, we are going to give our leaders the platform so that they can actually present to you what they are going to present tonight. So, Bol, I will yell back to you. That way you can actually hand it over to Wilson Thonokur to start it, or Biel can take over from there. So thank you very much for being here tonight. The audience, please share the video. Thank you very much. Yeah. I can speak?
Yes.
Yeah. So I said, I don't know whether I should have hand it over to Bol Makur, or I should just give it to you, Wilson Thonokur, or Biel, whoever can jump in.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you, Billy, for our clarification. Yeah. You are responsible to introduce all your members, so you feel free after everybody, you can swing it to the other person like that, so we can. So go ahead.
Okay. Thank you. So I believe Wilson Thonokur, you can take over there. You can take over the podium, and then let the people know exactly what is the main message that you want to, you know, convey to the audience, as well as responding to those critics. Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Bill Luke, for your introduction.
Yes.
I get sound or echo. Hello?
Was it echoing on my side when I was speaking?
I don't know.
Okay.
Anyway, hello? Are you hearing me?
Good now. Yeah, it's good now. You can talk.
All right. Thank you, Billy Luke, for your introduction. And thank you to the Lagos State media. It was a short notice. I talked to Billy Luke this afternoon, and I talked to Medit. Except Bol, I did not reach you, and then Madit Majak. The reason I choose the Lagos State media is one of the media that can bring the all South Sudanese together, regardless of their tribe. and you guys prove people wrong, because there are some other social media that we know their goal is to destroy other communities. This is one of the reasons we choose to come here and to come and lay out our message and give our message to the people of South Sudan who are going to listen tonight. So this is a big appreciation to the Lagos State media. I also thank members of my community who are here with me tonight. Comrade Bill, the chairman in Padang community, or Jieng Padang community in Canada, Gernyang, Billy Luke himself. He's been a driving force for us. So Billy Luke, you got credit. Anybody had a role to play when your community is in crisis. And I think you proved us you did that one. Tonight, message will be very clear. I know some of the members in Canada today, my condolences go to the community of Abyei. I think they have somebody pass away, and they're supposed to be in Canada today, supposed to be buried today or tomorrow. Abiel will clear it later. But because of the community issues, that's why we are here. We are here tonight to make our message very clear to rest of the South Sudanese who have been shouting in the social media. Our message is a concern. It is not a threat to anybody or to any peace, as people are saying it in the social media. A week ago, the Padang community heard that there is a switch between the state of Jongle was given to IO, and then now it's switched to the Sawa, and then the Upper Nile was given to the IO. And that's where we come out with very clear message. We were clear from the day one that anything happening in that Upper Nile, we are not going to accept it. So we come out very clearly a week ago that we reject, even from the first place, IO not to be given to that state, because IO have no legitimate whatsoever. Because when the peace comes, people have to look the territorial that party own. And that's was one of the big reasons. The third reason was, the second reason was we learned that to be a governor. We reject that one with the case all South Sudanese witnessed it in 2012 when Wuling come from Jalaba. What he says in his own mouth. Say ma Jalaba bugul ga rajil bamsuku belisanu udinga bugulinu ajatala bara fi lisana ya baktula. For it was clear the guy sent a message. He rebelled because of the Jieng Padang that he's suspecting them grab his own land, and he's coming back to South Sudan. And he was asked, what about if the case is not solved? He said, if the case is not solved, then we will see again what will happen. And exactly in 2015 later, the guy took ammunition of the South Sudan army when he was left at the deputy sectors of the Upper Nile. And the guy went, started from the north of Malakal, which is Vientiane, to Rome, to Chue, to Tiangrial, all the way until he went to Malut. Shooting randomly, very equipped. He went with the two Babur. For this was the reason that this guy, he say, and he mean what he say. So if that's the case, now he's coming as a governor, then we raise our concern. We say, no, this cannot happen. Going back to 10 state, as we know all this rhetoric, we as a Jieng Padang, we don't want to do it in violence, but we will come out and say our clear message. This guy, we reject him. We reject the IO with the reason we know. Ya jamaa Junubin, damunuma shabal al asil fi 2014-15. It started from Baliad video. We have all these documents. Atrocity took place. We have atrocity took place document in Malakal. So the message was very clear. That's one thing. And the same message tonight. And some of my members will say some of what I forgot it. But I am going to respond some of the rhetoric from the SPLM IO members, specifically some few individuals that I know their name. Brother Chankwat, he came out clearly in Australia 3 days ago with the sound of threat. The guy talked like a very intellectual guy, very calm. But he came out with the language of threat. If the Dinka Padang are not going to accept it, they are minority, where they will go. We will share them out to Barkazal. That's message coming out to somebody who claimed to be an IO official. This to me is really, it's really very, very, very difficult when you see people like that talking simple. When you are party there so you can gain the trust of the community or the people. Again, another person called Palamuns, he came out 2 weeks ago saying that we can be sent back to Ruwing or Werap. He's a member of the SPLM IO too. He said that word, and he said Padang, they are just nonsense. Why they are against the fees? You know, they see our case is simple, and then they compare it with some others. Kir himself killed people. So the IO have a license to kill any Dinka. As long as the president is a Dinka, if you see the language they are saying, as long as the president is a Dinka, whatever heat that they've been generated for the last couple of years, if they got some few Dinka, they will took their anger to this group. And that's what happened this week. And then another son of Maban too, called Trip, Zrup. The same thing. He's talking nonsense, telling us we will go to Iraq, we are anti-peace. You know, they don't see our concern as a big concern. He even went so far and used the English word that we cannot accept the Dinka belief. I don't know, we got a problem because English is not our first language. The word belief, it's something to do with religion or ideological. You want to force somebody to believe what you believe. It does not fit in what we are saying here. Ours is a security concern. We are not forcing other people to believe our religion belief or to believe our ideological as a tribe. What we are saying, this guy is a total criminal. He killed our people. We don't need him. This my message go to these three people of Maban, son of Maban. I know they have agenda. Instead to come clearly, they are coming behind us and punch us back. It is warning tonight, specifically to Polamon, Zrup, and Javril. We are not rejecting anybody or any community to raise his own concern, but you have no right to stop us. When we are talking about our concern, you don't need to challenge us. If you have other agenda, come to us directly. Do not come behind Shuluk or behind Nuer and try to hit us back. You know that very well that what we are saying here is not just could be left here. I know, Palamun, you are members of IO. You position yourself when you speak here in the social media, you look like a good potential leader, but you are very tribalistic-minded, as you say to people. Anything Kau say, his own right, it will be subjected as a tribal person. That's what is going on. And for me, as a Dinka man, I am not surprised. It is a project that has been programmed by some social media that I am going to mention them. Because the Dinka are not quick reactors. And we told to people 3 years ago, what the show called Voice of People, which is later named Voice of Shuluk, is doing is to damage the image of the Dinka and exactly what is happening. I am not surprised. The same thing to Majasit Media, the same thing to Sister Teresa, the so-called diversity. Their project was very clear to destroy Dinka image in the face of the world 3 years ago. I'm not surprised. And you see them these 3 days, they are getting up. In case of Aprenal, they are not invited to come in, but they invited themselves because it's the Dinka is in pain. Let's do more. And this is not going to help us. I thought the land issue should be discussed between neighbors with neighbors. We try our best to discuss with our neighbors. But each tribe has its own culture. That there are some culture in South Sudan, they don't want to approach other people publicly or come openly and talk to people. They want to do their thing on the back door, exactly to our Shilluk people. The case that you are seeing now reach to where it's reached. A Shilluk man cannot come and face you directly and talk with him openly. They want to do their things on the backyard. That's how the kids come. Now they are selling this case out, and they've been doing it. If there is a little problem of the land in Barakazal, they will accumulate it. Little land in Upper Nile, little land grave in Equatoria. These are the things that have been going on for the years and years. Now it comes back to us, to others as a section within the Dinka, because we are raising our concern with the criminal who kill our own people. And you get all, and this is the policy for the last 3 years. 63 tribe, again, it's one tribe. It's been said again and again. We all hear it, and that's what it is now. I will repeat it again. 63 tribes, again, is one tribe. And this is what now, when a Padang come and raise their own concern, they say, okay, we got them. Now let them in. They came from Equatoria, from region of Barkazal, from Afrinal. They all gang up for this message. So I'm telling to the IO official or the IO rebel group who are here in the social media, act like the party who need people. Did not threaten us. Being Palamon threatening Jieng Padang going to Barakazal, Palamon, you are our neighbors. Without us, you would not be there. We know where you're coming from. You are part of Punj, but you guys came to us, and you've been there, recognized. You should say hallelujah. Without the Dinga being there, you should be part of Malik Agar now, who are not getting their own things. But if you turn around, we are going to expose you more. Wait for us. Do not attack us when we have problem with Shilluk. Come directly. We know your history from A to Z. And I am warning you, the members of the Maban tribe, stay away for our affair, please, period. This is my warning tonight to you guys. You are too much been following us for the almost years, attacking us behind. To Changquots, who present himself as the Nuer, and sometimes they are contradicting themselves. When they see people like Billy Luke talking here, they will say, oh, Billy Luke is from Ruweng State. Changquots himself is a Nuer from Law. He should have to be concerned with what is going on in Jongle if we are saying that people cannot be across to other states. The same to Gaibol, who complaining about Billy Luke. Gaibol is the chief of the old white army from Galjak to Launuer to Pentu. That's his title. Who does not know it? Gaibol even have Nuer say he can go all the way to Ethiopia and he speak about the Nuer politics in Ethiopia without knowing that there is a border. You are just a Nuer, but you are in the same, you are in a different system, different country, and nobody question him. There was another guy called Pal who calling himself, he's a very educated guy, Palgar quotes in a Voice of People show yesterday, threatening Jieng Padang, telling us that you guys, you need to listen. Where you going to go? We will cheat you out. We will do that. He's a Nuer from Nasser. He know very well that. It was not the first war. We fought with Anyanya 2, headed by Kongshul when they were called Bor Siddiq. How many people left there? You never feed us. You never defeat us when you were with Jalaba. Right now, we become a country. Where you will get a power that Jalaba used to give you gargoch, sukkar, and ammunition to come and fight us. That is the totally lies. Do not threat somebody who have his own consent. Ours is consent. We know that you destroyed us 2015. We have a video of Baliad, you destroyed. This is a white army come from Nasser and come from the whole Jeken. You wiped us out. You went all the way to Rang. So I am telling you, threat, you members of the IO. For me, IO, I know is in a life support. She's already died a long time ago. You just talking here, and again, I will repeat it, the IO in a life support. And the only people who will take out those little breathing or machine out, it is you, the IO supporters. The way you are talking, you are not even concerned that your leader is in Juba. You are provoking, you are threatening a language of the war. How do you think, if you are an intellectual, your leader is there, sign agreement, he's the president or vice president, and you here as a supporter talking a language of war? I don't think what you are doing is the same mistake that they did in a Facebook talking in Nairobi until later the war broke out in J1, 2016. Please, I am begging you. And some of you went far. If that will let the peace to be cancelled, let it be, because of we raising our own concern. I will tell you, please, you need to calm down. There is no any party that will threat the voice of the citizens who are concerned. The Woloin case, as Billy Luke said before, cannot be compared to any other rebel or any other group. Woloin is very specifically with the Jieng Padang that he's waging war, and he did it. And that's why we say this guy cannot. As we speak, he's still with his 10,000 tribemen. And it doesn't, we did not respond to him when he did all this damage. The Jieng Padang did not come out and go to the other side of the river and attack them. He was fought with the government of South Sudan. For this kind of rhetoric, threatening Jieng Padang, where they will go, we've been there, seen during Turkey, leave alone during Nyagat or during whoever. For if the threat is continued, that's where we will come to the what so-called we need our own administration. We will say it again and say it again. We cannot be threatened this time. It will make us to break away to consider our own separate administration. Or we will go far back to 32 states. IO is a dead organization, is in a life support. If their members are working like the way they are talking, they want to kill it all. That's what I am seeing now. And it's going to be that. Very soon, he's going to die, because the way they are running the show here in the West, without consider that they are endangering their own members who are in Juba, calling this name of Dinga where they will go, we will kill them. Even the PAL go far, if they combine with the Shuluk, they will kick us out. We know you have been with the Jalaba. That's why from 83 up to the Kunpot, the Nuer have 7 governors within Greater Upper Nile from the period of 31 years. Ya Jama, are you fair people? Shuluk has got 3 or 5 of them. And we know the agenda, why Jalaba using you. We were being a victim because we are Dinga in that part of the Upper Nile. So for a Dinga man to be appointed as a governor in Upper Nile, it will jeopardize the interest of Jalaba in the north. That's what the reason you've been governorship from 83, from DK all the way to Kunpot. There was no Dinkawi. We have only one person. And you are not feel ashamed if there is a failure or any infrastructure are not in Upper Nile, we will blame it on our tribe. And that's why we are asking at 32 in the first place. We don't want to be together. Plus, anything happen in Juba or anywhere, like what happened in John Garang time, we were killed in Baliut. It is not a report, only 4 things that people know. But what happened in Baliut in 1991, nobody knows. So we are saying that do not threat us. We have a right as a citizen to reject somebody we see as a criminal. So being a Shuluk, like I said, we are not rejecting Shuluk. As we speak, there are Shuluk in Rang, there are Shuluk in Malut, where there are still 2 Babur on the river shore of the Nile. They left 2 years ago and they come back. They have nothing to eat in the other side of the wetland. We let them to be there. Our problem is not the whole Shuluk. Our problem is the leader like Ulun, who is waging a war, and Shuluk does not stop him. That's what we are saying. If we were bad people, there is no reason to be Shuluk in Malus as we speak, to be Shuluk in Rang as we speak, to be Shuluk in Malakal as we speak. These are our own God-given territory. We have a right. We've been there. Jalaba never kick us out. Let's be honest. Threat will never solve problem. And we are not going to be crucified in the name of the Dinka. We got them. like some of you say, as far as who does not kill people. We know the Nuer have a license to kill anybody in South Sudan. From 83 to 91, they can kill as much as they have because they've been given a license to tell out anybody. And that's why they ran. We in Afrinal, we never attack any Nuer village. We never go to any village. God is our witness. And Nuer does it? How many times? So now if you act like a big boy, you don't need to threat. The game of threat is over. Your thing are being recorded. They will be there for a couple of 100 years to come. It will be like a syllabus done before technology was not an event. But what you are doing now, it's been recorded. You are going to be recorded in this world we live, especially with the reactional, with the thing that you can do things by force. It's not going to work. I'm begging you, do not threat us. We have our own poor county that we can call the president. We need a separate administration. These people, enough is enough. The language of threat, even your own wife, you cannot threat. When you disagree with, you cannot tell your own wife, if you don't do this, I will kick you out or I will divorce you. She will be one day saying that, go ahead. We are not your wife. We are not your kid. We are just a combined people of citizens of South Sudan, but with a separate territory been given since we were there. So our message tonight with those rhetoric, with the 63 against one tribe, is this message is now a ship in 2020, and it was free from 2015 up to now. It took them this project 2015 to 20, 5 years. And that project done by who? By Sister Teresa Shaw, by Emmanuel Ajawin Shaw, by Mujasip, by Edward. Edward himself one day say we will go to Senegal. The Edward, who just always used the word tribalism as he liked. There was one day that he said in his show this year that you will go back to the Senegal, where you're coming from. He called us. I don't know where he get this information. For tonight, I take a very, 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 very long time, my people, but my message going to President. President, we congratulate you. And people take people take President of his good as an advantage. When President solved the other side, nobody will see it. He brought the case of administration of the ruin. People are saying now because he's Dinka. Are you out of your mind? 2 counties is among the 5 or 6 counties within the Nuer majority, and they've been a victim from 91, from 2013, from 2015. What do you want to do them? Because these people are blind supporters, and a part of that, we cannot have a peace in Apranal. People have different ideological. Some say Mundeng told them one day they will rule the South Sudan. How are you going to deal with that person who have a Mundeng agenda? Some say they have a miskila with the Dinka, which we don't believe. That is a Nuer general, a Nuer politician who will go and brainwash the Nuer that we have a Dinka problem. And when people go to Addis, like now they are talking, it's not about Dinka. It's a power sharing and reform. But in the Nuer land, it is the Dinka. Because why? I don't know. It is up to the Nuer. When are they going to learn? Because they will never see Dinka one day take a war to the Nuer land with Talatin like the Nuer did in 2014. It was the Talatin act as a Shawishia, as a Akimdar, as a Dubat. Where in the world you fight with the government and you're saying you're fighting with the tribe? There is no tribe with helicopter. Yes, there may be Dinka trained forces who are in the government of South Sudan, but it could not make them that to look like a Dinka. It is the government fighting with you, but you don't get it. That's why a wise leader you're calling a believer, Comrade Salva Kiir, went and called his own allies from Uganda because he don't want to be seen as a tribal guy. He will come and fight this war. That's his smart way. If he was Nwerawi, he will just say, oh, let's go in. You know Dinka in Barakazal. Salva Kiir never called them, come, let's go and join the war. He left them there because nothing to do with Dinka. He's the government, with a lot of people there. He went to bring his own Uganda to fight his war. But our Nuer people don't get it. As we speak, there is a song, that song in 1991. Up to now, this song is still there. This song was sung in 91. And when Riek Machar released Corbino, when they came in the parade in Peñagor, they sing that song. And Corbino stopped the whole parade and say, stop it. Are you fighting with Jang really? Or are you fighting with Jalap? Come to Jang till Malay, where? When did you fight with Jang? For those rhetoric of ideological, you have a problem with Denga. I don't think it will unite us in Aprenal, because if this ideology gone away, we are not going to unite, because you're saying that this piece of 10, going back to 10, he said is a Rabine. We know how many Nuer are talking. Deng Tong is talking that we are going back to Rabine. Kill your own Dinga. So this piece, we are very well aware. That's why we will say, no. We don't want to go to the mess of these people who, anything happen, they will go to Ethiopia. And then this will left us again to rob people, take people cow. No. Let them have their own state. And we know the reason why they are rejecting not to be alone, where they cannot rule themselves. The same to Shuluk. They will go and fight. So in order for us to be together, they will unite against the Dinka, whether in a state or in a county. Anything they will do, oh, this Dinka does that. That will keep their unity going on for years. But if they are left alone to rule themselves like another person, they will fight. And that's the reason they are rejecting their own, to have their own county or their own state. Tonight, we are very frank. We don't need to be threatened. Our life is matter. Do not compare the life this guy killed us to being like other rebel killers. And I say last time, this guy could be compared to the hijacker of 9/11 who were training in the United States, and later they took the same airplane and come and bomb the New York. That's what I guess, that's the comparison of Wulong. Wulong was welcome. He given people to be trained how to operate the tank. When he was about to rebel, he took all these Dinka trainer, he killed them all before he go to Maluk. This person is a kafir, is a terrorist, is a betrayer, so we don't need him to be our leader if we want to come back to one state. Otherwise, we will request our own administration. Some are talking as part because of oil. We don't benefit of that oil. It's not about oil. It's about security concern. Our neighbors are not a good people to be lived with. If Nuer were very smart, they say they are majority in Afrinal. A big person always try to bring people together. But in case of Nuer, he's fighting with Anuak, he's fighting with the Dinka, he's fighting with Shuluk, he's fighting with Murle. Who are you? Who will believe you? Now they are crying, oh, Afrinal, let's come together. Hey, come together where? You need to apologize to the Dinka, you killed them. First place, the war happened where? In Juba, 2013. And later, instead of going to Juba, you turn out to your own neighbors. You kill people in Ruwen, you kill people in Pentiu town. The Dinka who were there, they were all slaughtered. The Dinka who were in Nasser, they were all slaughtered, including a Dinka who were in Akoba, including the UN forces from India. You kill them. Who are you? They react like that. That's why we will say, for peace to come in Afrinal, it is up to Nuer to come and sit to their own neighbors who he is killing them. We have no war against Nuer. It's Nuer politicians are misleading the Nuer that we have a problem with Dinka. No. Nuer have a problem with organization, with disorganization. From Anyanya 2, it was Akuna Tem with Gaitut and Adalashua. It was a mixed organization. What happened when they disagree with those of John Garang and William Yuan? They turn around and say, oh, it is a Dinka. Instead to do their own homework, to let Akwat go and mobilize his own Dinka from Bor, they fail to do that. They just turn around and say it's a case of Dinka and Nuer. That's how the Nuer a lot of Musijidin who are using to coming to build farm. Simple. The same 91, Riek failed.
But Tanaku, can I interject, please?
Okay.
Yeah, Apiat book jam the book law is specifically Kay Johnson Ulan in GMOC. chan chuk daman ja gok chu bu koy la ret ku ka pet buk jam buk le chanen be ban ke taw begin be gap ku ka ko be message da bi taw ke lui focus on the concern che choken wiko jing Padang chan biaran chit jon ton lony en be ben ki ban e kene na wi buk taw junu bi ni me pet ku wi buk rot guy de e point ngon ko buk jam tin na ko bo ko tin ku dun ku head outside the topic e kenen ke wi
All right.
balim to do in ban jawe wak ban ko kun te ben then
All right.
bol maku we have to change the rule. I believe Lagos State Media is a multilingual platform whereby any language can be accommodated, either Arabic or in Dinka or any dialect that can actually be heard by a lot of people. So given the fact that majority of the audience tonight are Dinka, and anybody who feel comfortable in passing his or her information can do it so in Dinka. I can recommend that. So we don't have to give ourselves a hard time. Chanene and that and de message ka ba leg gien ka ku ba lo tong ni gien. Chira na ben lo dictate. I will be focusing in English too. Ku tong gien na we be jam tong gien kan jam tong gien. Kene ke we ba lo rule kene ge ku yen ku ba le we ne message da en ko ku bu kuen bet e ku le ridon ngo en je ko ran cho Johnson ulun en we be yer ken ni me dik ko opposition chan opposition fi Junu Sudan ben che tong mat ku platform the media the legislate ade hukuma unte the Junu Sudan and I think government officials are watching and we have to make sure our message is very clear and very articulate and to the point. So let us not get off the topic. Let's focus on why we don't want Johnson. Like now we repeat that. Thank you. Lottery.
Thank you. The reason I went so far, you see.
Na chen le tong ni jing ke ba le tong de chin le tong ni English ke ba ge tong ni jing. In KK with
the reason I went
Padang, President of Padang community, sorry, let me interject. To my viewers, thank you for coming. Some of you are talking about to send a link specifically to you. We are pinning it down and you can just come. It is.
I just shared it with this guy too, but he's not opening it. I don't know why.
Yeah,
he just keep coming back.
Okay, let me walk you through. Once you get the link, copy it, go to Internet Explorer, paste it, scroll down, click a statement which will say join the show. Write your name and join the show. Or paste it in Chrome. Some people, they just click the same and it will not bring you, but you copy it. Thank you. Go ahead, Padang Community President Wilson Luan.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I will conclude my word, so I will give chance to Abiel and the rest of you guys, if anything left. I know, when all the so-called 63 tribes are united against the section of the Dinka because they are Dinka, it's really burning me sometimes. For tonight, our message is very clear. We reject Ulon. We even reject the IO, if that sounds good to you guys. If Ulon is going to be posed on us, we will request our own administration. And let's see those who say, oh, if you give an administration, how are you going to live? We've been lived there for the last 5 years for 32 states. None of you never question us. So that's a very clear message. My other message to those of Maban, my neighbors, I am respecting you. And the reason we don't come behind you, we know a lot of Maban on the ground, they don't talk the language you are talking here. Respect our opinion, leave us alone. I know 3 of you, you hate Dinka, especially for the moon. He cannot say any positive language. And everything is a jealousy. Pal, their quotes, who are threatening us, there is a say that my father used to say, the war is not about how big you are, how power you have. War is about technique. So if you think they are powerful, they are good fighters, try it to force somebody to become your own peacemaker. You don't force nobody. For my message is very clear tonight. I am not surprised. This is the project for the last 5 years for some other social media to destroy any Dinka who have his own right to say, to destroy any Dinka who have own consent. They see everything is a Dinka thing. So I thank Lagos State Media. I will be watching you guys. I will give to the other people. And thank you for hosting us. And I will give the floor back to you, Bill and Luke, and then Bill can take it from there.
Yeah, thank you very much, President of the Padang Jieng community in North America, Wilson Sonaku, has just presented you a very articulate message as to why the Padang Jieng community around the world are actually rejecting gubernatorial appointment of Johnson Olony. The message is very clear, ladies and gentlemen, that our fundamental concern is the fact that when Johnson Olony rose up and called for a revolutionary call, he was actually threatening Dinka Padang. That was the reason why they took up arms to fight the Dinka of Afanal in particular over the territorial dispute. That was the main cause of why Johnson Olony took up arms. So, ladies and gentlemen, my fellow South Sudanese, you should understand the fact that the case of Johnson Olony in this particular scenario is quite unique. It is quite exceptional. Why is it exceptional and shouldn't be compared with the appointment of other governors across South Sudan? Is the fact that when he took up arms, he was not going to fight against the government of South Sudan. He was actually taking up arms only to fight the Dinka of Afanal. So his threat is very clear. But currently, as we're speaking, it is still commanding his 10,000 tribal militia, heavily armed, including some of the military batch that are still there plotting on the River Nile, as well as some military tank and other, military hardware in which are now under his possession. But Johnson Olony has never been part of the SPLM IO forces. He has never been part of it, and he has never taken part in any military operation or military offensive against the government of South Sudan. His only tribal forces that are now trained, are only concentrated in the Chuluk area, and their target is only the Dinka of a Padang. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you assume that kind of person is a threat to a particular tribe like the Dinka, if you can imagine if that person is actually allowed to take over the gubernatorial seat in Upper Nile, his only aim is only to go and forcefully occupy the Dinka land which he's actually claiming right now. And there is a possibility he could also be able to massacre the Dinka people, given the fact that he's actually commanding 10,000 forces. Can you please mute that person? Please. Okay. Mute yourself, please.
I'll mute him. Go ahead, continue.
Okay.
People were mute?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is why the case of Padang community is quite unique, it's quite exceptional, and so it cannot be compared with the appointment of the governor in Equatorian region or in Barkada region or in Greater Apana region, like in the case of the Unity State. Nguyen Twil in that particular case is not a threat to anywhere section in Unity State. So you cannot compare his appointment and that of Johnson Olony. Johnson Olony, his revolutionary call is actually to fight the Dinka of Afanal. So my fellow Pandang Jieng leaders who are now on the platform, for your information, you need to be specific and need to focus on this particular threat and let the South Sudanese people understand very clearly as to why you are rejecting Johnson Olony. It is because of that particular cause. And if you allow that person, while he's still commanding 10,000, to take over the gubernatorial seat of Afanal State, that's a possibility. He will take your land by force and he will kill your people. He will massacre your people. And who in his right mind or her right mind can actually accept that kind of person to take over? So we have to issue a political condition tonight to the South Sudanese people as well to the leaders of South Sudan, the unity government leaders, that if they want Padang people to accept the nomination or appointment of Johnson Olony, they must make sure Johnson Olony must either accept the integration of his tribal militia, or else it is the responsibility of the government of South Sudan to make sure they have to disarm him militarily. Then that way, that's when Padang community can be able to compromise and allow Johnson Ulun to become the governor. Other than that, ladies and gentlemen, let's make it very clear. Let it make it very clear to all Junubin that we are not against any tribe in Upper Nile. We are not against the Chiluk people, even including Johnson Ulun. If Johnson Ulun has to be disarmed and doesn't command any 10,000 tribal militia, there's a possibility we can allow them, for the sake of compromising for the revitalized peace agreement, to be implemented practically. However, that's not the case. Even we have nothing with Maban Kaman. We are willing to accept anybody that can be appointed from Maban. Anybody can be appointed from the Nuer. We have no problem with that. Even any other Chiluk that are not actually, support the ideology of Johnson Ulun in fighting over the Dinka, but Dinka or Padang are willing to take you to the court. We can actually solve this social dispute through the legal litigation. We are ready to do that. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is a very clear message, and we need to make sure, let's focus on this particular issue and let's not get outside the topic. So we bankien ke Padang in ke message ni kene ko we buga nyoko ni dera na ben baden ka buke chol ko opposition una dera ko debate ka bug loy ko brutin we chakale yin banya biel yin bebe dom to ten kun jalo. Yeah.
Are you guys hearing me?
Yes.
All right. First and foremost, I would like to give thanks to Lagos State Media, Brother Bol, for hosting this topic, to give the voice of Padang a platform to voice their concern. I want also to thank the president of the Padang in North America, Wilson Lual, and also to you, Billy Luke, and those who actually come to join us tonight. You see, this is a very important topic to be discussed. I'm not going to prolong my speech, but I'll focus actually on the point. While the Dinka Padang oppose the allocation of a state first to the SPLM IO and the rejection of Johnson Ulun as a potential governor, to appointed potential governor of Upper Nile State. The message to South Sudanese is this: we, the Jieng Padang, we are peace-loving people. We've been living with our neighbors peacefully for hundreds of years in the Greater Upper Nile. We have intermarried with our neighbors, especially Shilluk. We have a blood relationship with them. The same thing as Nuer, we have a blood relationship with them. When we talk about what is concerning us today, we are not sending a message of threat. We are not sending a message of war. We are not sending a message against any tribe or any section in Upper Nile State. But it is our grievances and our concern as the leaders of Padang communities, because we have a people to represent. We are talking on behalf of our people. And that's why when Lagos State give us this platform, we want South Sudanese to understand, and we want them to hear why we, first of all, oppose or reject the allocation of a state to the SPLM IO. We are for peace. The current peace that was signed in Khartoum, the RCS, Padang is behind this peace, because any suffering of South Sudanese is our suffering. And the suffering of any single South Sudanese that are sleeping there with hunger in South Sudan, that are actually fearing their life in the bushes of South Sudan, whether in a corner, in the refugee camp, is the suffering of people of South Sudan is our concern. And that's why we say that if SPLM IO mean peace, and they are sincere about the peace, they should listen to our concern. If the government of South Sudan mean peace, they should listen to our concern, because we are concerned about the life of our people. Let me make it clear, I'm not going to attack anybody, but there is a voices in social media that actually misunderstood the people of Padang community, why they came to social media, why they are rejecting Johnson Olin, particularly. People went as far as saying that this is against the peace, that who are the Padang community to be heard. Why are you rejecting this peace? That means you are not actually for peace if you are rejecting Johnson Olin. But they are saying, as far as saying that any rejection of Johnson Olin is a declaration of war, which is totally wrong. If you live in the West, as most of us that are talking tonight, and those who are listening, there's what is called freedom of expression or democracy, where you are given a right to express your feeling, a democracy to be heard, because you're representing people. And that's why we are privileged to live in this kind of country. And this is what we hope that our citizens in South Sudan should also experience the same thing. Here, we will go to the Padang position paper that I've written to the government of South Sudan, especially to the President Salva Kiir Mayardit and the presidency, which is 5 deputies. The first thing, the reason why we're rejecting Johnson Olin is this, or the SPLM IO. The SPLM IO and its white army militant have committed atrocities against Jieng Padang in 2014, 2016. Johnson Olin and his Shilluk tribal Agolek forces are security and stability threat in Upper Nile, particularly against Jieng Padang in Upper Nile State. Johnson Olin himself publicly admitted that he did not rebel to fight the government. He took up arms to fight a particular tribe, and that is Dinka Padang. He went as far as say that I can finish them by midnight. I can finish my Dinka by midnight. When he came back and has a peace agreement with the government, we, the Padang people, cautioned our leaders by then that the same person you are arming today, you are arming to the peace, that you are giving him that capability with that weapon will one day turn against innocent people, because you know the agenda of Johnson Olin all this time is only to kill innocent Dinka Padang because of a police claim of land grabbing. So when the presidency met on the 7th of May, the state was actually allocated to Sasawa. But the SPLM chairman refused the allocation of the Upper Nile State to Sawa and said that it should be allocated to SPLM IO. So on the 17th, we came to learn through a press conference that was held by the by the minister in the office of the president, Nial Deng Nial, that the president and the first vice president has agreed on the allocation of the Upper Nile state to SPLM IO, and it was one of the hottest topic to be discussed. We came to learn that the reason why Dr. Machar actually insisting to have SPLM IO to be given Upper Nile state, to me, it is only for two reasons. One reason is that he won't appoint Johnson Olin to be a governor of Upper Nile state, so that Johnson Olin will continue with his agenda of killing innocent Dinga Padang, because now he'll be a governor of the state. He will have the power to do what he wanted. Why? Why we rejected that? Because he said himself, he admitted to the social media, he admitted to the people of South Sudan, and that's what he was fighting for. And you can see that through the merge agreement, when Agolek actually merged with SPLM IO, the topic of the land was one of the things that Johnson Olin has made an agreement with SPLM IO that without my issue of my land, if you will address the issue of my land, I will merge with you. It's not fighting for democracy. It's not fighting the government. Its intention is only to fight Dinga Padang. While we are speaking today, Johnson Olin has trained thousands of his tribesmen with one objective in mind, only to wage war against Jieng and Padang. He's not concerned about what is happening in Juba. He's not concerned about the reform of the SPLM IO agenda. But his own objective is only to wage war against Jieng and Padang. So my people of South Sudan is this. Are you guys hearing me?
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
we're hearing you. We're hearing you, yeah.
So my people of South Sudan is this.
Everybody is paying attention to you. That's why you see everybody's quiet.
We are listening very calmly. Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah.
How could you actually bring the person that claimed to have a problem with you to rule you, because that is the issue, the same issue that he actually picked up arms for, it has never been solved. It has never been put to rest. And we are saying this as the people of Jieng Padang. We have the same voice, whether in South Sudan, whether in diaspora here, in our communities. If the people that are claiming, that are falsely claiming, that are falsely accusing us of grabbing the land, they should take us to court, whether in South Sudan or any court that they choose. We'll be ready to present the proper document that we know, the history of why we say that the border between us and Shilluk is along the Nile. So the fourth point is this. Johnson Olin and his Sugar Golek militia are currently still occupying some area of Jieng Padang. And I will name them to you. Nyintar Atar, Korpulus, Nyintar Malwal, and Wunkur. An occupation that is illegal under the Reply Peace Agreement. And the government has not taken that seriously. Why is Johnson Olin still occupying those areas? If Johnson Olin's intention is for peace. Why is Johnson Oling not accepting his forces to be merged with South Sudan Defense Force? Why is Johnson Oling did not accept to take his forces to cantonment so that they can be trained and absorbed into the army? Because he wants to continue to fulfill his agenda of forest land claim. So these are the points that we are rejecting Johnson Oling. The last point I want to say is this: because Upper Nile State is an oil producing area and it has a percentage that are allocated to the state. Purposely, the SPLM IO want to use that percentage for their own benefit, because in the next 3 years, of course, people will go back to fall and there'll be election that coming. And that 2% will not be used for the development or for the benefit of innocent South Sudanese, but will be pocketed and be used, whether to wage a campaign or, to fight another war. So for those who are threatening Jieng and Padang because they have hearts, they have voices their concern, that's not right. And if the government and if the SPLM IO insists on appointing Johnson Oling, the Jieng and Padang will be compelled to ask for the administrative area. And that the message to the President of the Republic, General Salva Kiir, the first Vice President, Dr. Riek Machar, and the others, Vice President as well. I hope they will be listening to this tonight. Let us have peace in Upper Nile State. Let SOA be given Upper Nile State. Reverse the decision of the June 17, because the people of Jieng and Padang, they're actually supporting the decision that was taken on the May 7. The presidency decision that was taken on the May 7, where the state was located to us to SOA instead of the SPLM IO. Because if we want peace to come, we want people of Upper Nile to live in peace and harmony, then we need someone that will unite the 5 tribes in Upper Nile State. So my last message to those who are claiming, I want to go a little bit later, because I'm going to talk about the boundaries of Pandang Jieng and Chol, which is Chiluk, in the former Upper Nile State. This book detail actually, the boundaries between Jieng and Padang and the Chiluk.
Banyabiel, can I interrupt you there?
Yeah. I'm not going to talk about it now. I just wanted to let people know.
Okay. Show the book clearly, because that is the chief Sonwai that we were talking about the other day. Let them know that we're going to come up with more shows pertaining to the issue of borders and land territorial dispute. We will make it a separate topic. So thank you for actually showing us that book. It's not in my possession. That's why I've been looking for that book. Thank you.
Yes.
Go ahead.
So my conclusion is this: we are for peace. We need people of Upper Nile State to go back to their normal life, but we should not be, Johnson Oling should not be imposed against the will of Jieng and Padang. Because when you call for your right, does not mean that you're actually not for peace. When you talk about the life of your people, it doesn't mean that you're not for peace. Of course, we are for peace. We are behind the government of South Sudan and all the signatories that have signed this peace agreement. And since when people were talking about this peace agreement, we've been coming out in social media defending it, saying that this is the peace that we need in South Sudan. Let us give peace a chance. And those warmongering that been going, like, you know, people of Nas or Soma that are against this peace, we've been confronting them in social media that whether if it is not a perfect peace, it's a peace that can be made perfect. So we are behind this peace. The Jieng Padang are not going to wage a war against any tribe, but we will be talking about what is matter to our people. We'll be letting people of South Sudan knows why we are rejecting Johnson Olin. And that's the facts. The truth is this: his agenda, his objective is only to continue to kill innocent Dinga Padang, to continue to claim, falsely grab the land that you've been accusing us of grabbing, to occupy that, chase people away. Of course, when you have a power, you can do a lot of using that power, misusing that power. And that's why we come out before anything could happen. We have let people of South Sudan know if this appointment go ahead and Johnson Olin is appointed, of course, Johnson Olin cannot travel to Baliet. Johnson Olin will not go to Malakal. Johnson Olin will not go to Akoga. Johnson Olin will not go to Malut. Johnson Olin will not go to Rang, because he knows very well that these are the people that he's fighting for. These are the people that he wants to kill. And you cannot bring a governor that has an agenda of continuing to wage a war in Greater Upper Nile. So I'm not going to talk very much. Thank you, Lagos State Media. I'll be here listening, and that is our message. Kika balag jieng tong jieng kikene. Tabana kunam de jieng Padang ye chika kujil dere de jieng ka kujen bezat. You know, ngogen chal jieng Padang. Jieng Padang enam tiekro assassin. Jieng Padang ataw wante tawog men taw wala ka tire gene. Ataw wala ka diage. Ataw jungle. Ataw Upper Nile. Ataw one Unity State, which is now the ruling administrative area. Uja biye. Kage Jieng Padang loy ka kundam. Ko ko migran tok, ke kwatok, ke jamantong tok, ye cropping. Ene bai ka kana ko bai tok, ya bai tok. So Jieng Padang a check pe gol, a chi dab loy ter. A chi akunam Jieng Padang a chi dab loy min ter. Ka je ke loy en wana ka je kan loy akum de Jinu Sudan, akum de Sudan ter. Ko siasin bedre. Because in ke kwat, and that's why chiga kunum de Jieng Padang chigi en loy. Fa wo ban Jieng Padang ga to fi North America tine man ban musan wal ko jayen. Kloy ko mat bo ko madi ko bug Jieng nang bug lek. Ena ngo loy Jieng Padang be zat Jieng Padang ke yinga. Anti jamare dire ko kenen ka balwel because na de ko je ping to Jieng ga biga ping in a long kana wo ki ko bug to chin tong loy go wo ki tar ko ge tiag wo but wo loy hagda wo jam hagda ko wo jam pir ko wo jam ke be ko wo gel ke be nok ina gel ko buga loy jam buga le ko be ping buga le Jieng bi en ping en dal wo ngo wo ma chan buga ba lan pa na lui chin to gan la twen ba we go chegle especially Lagos State Media for giving us the platform to hear our concern, and thus we will continue to talk about issues that matter to Jieng Padang in North America as well as in South Sudan. So my people of Jieng Padang in South Sudan, unite. Let us stand together. Let us stand with one voice. Let us fight this fight for our people. We will fight through expressing our grievances so that the government of South Sudan will hear our concern, as well as the opposition as well. They should hear our concern, because we're not rejecting them, but we're rejecting the notion that they will appoint someone with the intention only to pursue his agenda. So Lagos State Media and the host, thank you very much for giving us the platform, and I will yield the floor back to you.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Ben Abiel Kon. I will yield it back to Billy, so I will not make a lot of talk because we want to go fast. Go ahead, Billy, too, so you can facilitate.
Yeah, thank you very much, Bol. Thank you very much, Mr. House. Thank you very much, President Abiel Kon, for the wonderful presentation on behalf of the Padang community in Canada. That was your President Abiel Kon. To the viewers, that is President Abiel Kon there, representing the Padang community in Canada. So that was a wonderful contribution there. So for us to go faster without wasting time, I would want to actually call on the contributors, the rest of the leaders, based in the order in which they joined the show. So the next speaker is going to be Giernyang, and then it will be followed by Molwak Miakol. So thank you for your patience, ladies and gentlemen. But let's start timing ourselves so that we don't have to board our audience as well as the panelists who just joined us. So Giernyang, if you are there, you can take the podium. Yeah. So let's try to our level best to focus on the main topic of tonight. Why are we rejecting the Johnson ruling? Is the better message that you need to concentrate so that we have to save time. Thank you. Giernyang, are you there? At least you can contribute within 5 minutes, so the next speaker can take over when call, and then it will be followed by Charles Tiop, and then by Sherarop, and then by Aaron Yuor, and then Peter Adwok will follow. Giernyang, are you ready or not? Then I have to jump you.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, go ahead. Right.
I am here.
Okay.
Yeah,
go ahead and make your phone within 5 minutes.
And Lagos State media is not just going to be a ruling rejection. Is the whole complete organization of IO that is not welcome in Northern Upper Nile part. Some people calling it Upper Nile. Upper Nile has a different section, the Southern and the Western Upper Nile. But in the area of Northern Upper Nile, which is from Malakal to Arang, we are not welcoming IO at all. The real total organization of IO is rejecting from Northern Upper Nile because they have agenda. They have tribal agenda, and they have a leadership agenda of using resource to manipulate the people of Northern Upper Nile. They can buy the rest, and also to manipulate the government, and they want to grip the power of Southern Sudan government, and then they have an intention to evict the Jieng of Northern Upper Nile first. So it's not just Uling that has agenda, or it's not just the Uling that is the main threat. It's the whole organization of Shala, which is a Gwelek, and the organization of IO. They have agenda of trying to evict the Jieng of Central Upper Nile to the Northern Upper Nile region, including some element in Maban. So this organization called IO, there are a lot of reasons here. If somebody go back to my presentation I used to do 3 years ago, and sorry, I don't know.
You are okay. You are okay. We are listening.
Okay, it went blank. So if somebody went back to my presentation I did in the past, so I am not going to go further, and I can stop there and let others go ahead. But my intention is the IO should not be allowed in Northern Upper Nile area. Thank you. And the Agwelek together.
Okay, thank you very much, Giernyang, for the very brief presentation you just gave. That was wonderful. Your message is very clear that we are actually rejecting the gubernatorial appointment of Johnson Olony, as well as rejecting the entire SPLM IO not to rule over the Afanal state. So that is very, very great. So thank you. The next speaker is going to be Mwelwami Akol. Thank you for being patient. The next floor is yours, so you can take over the podium. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Bantri Galang, Ujula Legacy Media, and the whole crew, the whole viewers. I welcome you and I thank you for tonight showing. This platform is very crucial tonight regarding the topic that with the Padang society, why do we reject Johnson Olony to be governor of Afaranal? 1, 2, 3. First, Olony, he did not make any peace with Padang people that he killed, and those he want to kill continue. Second, his forces, Agwelex, it's not a part of the peace panel. Third, the agenda between Agwelek, which is dominated by Sholo, and the IO dominated by the Nuer, they have agenda of grabbing the land of Padang and evicted Padang people out of that area. That's the third one, and this is the reason why Dr. Young Machar reject Jonglei that was given to him, and the Afranal was given to Aswa, which is South Sudan opposition allies. So Dr. Young Machar reject Jonglei and insisted to be given to Afranal. This is the hidden agenda that I mentioned. They do have in common, whether being a Sholo or Nuer. They form that organization, Agwelek and IO. It's not a symbol of national reform or national agenda or national unity. None of this they don't have in their organization. This is a pure tribal agenda, particularly targeting Padang. These are the three reasons we are rejecting the nomination of Johnson Olony to become a governor of Faranal. And if South Sudanese need a peace, they should stand behind us. They should listen to our voice. They should consider our concern, because we are yearning for peace. We're calling for peace. If we need peace, Olony is not the one to bring peace in Afaranal. And if South Sudanese don't get it, they cannot comprehend what Padang community concerning for, then mean South Sudanese, they don't need peace. We are for peace. And if we are for peace, why they don't listen to us? Okay? Because if we keep silent and something come happen tomorrow, they're going to be blamed on us. Why did not say that before? You see? This is all our point, basically, on the rejection of Johnson Olony. You see? So, second to my point, if what they're saying that they still going to impose Olony on us, we have to tell the government of South Sudan, with the Denga Padang, we need our own administrative area. Like what happened in Fibor, in Abyei and in Ruweng. Why? Because these people, they don't have national agenda to unite South Sudan citizens. It's a tribalism organization, tribalism mindsets. It cannot help anyone. This is a license back to war. Yet South Sudanese, listen to us. If you need peace, and then consider our concern. But if you don't need peace, keep imposing Wolong on us. That is the bottom line for us. The peace always, everywhere around the world, there never be any good peace. Peace always have to be built with trust, with effort, with implementation. For example, let's go back to 2005 when the CPA signed comprehensive peace agreement, when Dr. John signed with Bashir. All those agreements put on the paper, not everything worked out. Yet independent work, joint integration forces work, but Abyei protocol and the Brunel protocol and the Nubian protocol did not work up to now. Not every peace never been good, but people have to work on the peace. This peace, we say, is not a good peace, but if we work on it, it can be a good peace in the end of the day. But if we cannot put good effort on it, like the way I see now, people are threatening, it will be bad peace in the end of the day. Then my second point, the third one and the last one, to my brother in the IO, which is Nuer, and my brother in the Aguelek with the Chiluk. Listen here. And all the South Sudanese and the rest of the Denka in Greater Bargadal and in the part of Jonglei, listen to us. If we are threatened of our right, if Padang don't want Jonathan Wolin, we're going to drive them out of their land, and you can go everywhere you want. These kind of people, when you listen at what they're saying and look at it, do they really have national agenda? Use Southern Sudanese? Use the Jieng? I don't think so. Okay, if they keep threatening and they don't want to be by themselves, I heard one of the show yesterday, they were talking about if Padang get a demonstration area and we the Nuer and Chiluk left alone, and then there are no Afranal. So what that mean? And on the other hand, they're talking like that. Padang, they are minority, they are nothing. You see, there are a lot of contradiction. They are contradictions by themselves. You see, and this kind of language is not going to work. I'm telling you this. You, the people of South Sudan, and you, the people of Afranal, and particularly the Dinka, we are for peace. And if we are for peace, that's why we say Olony is not the right person to be in Afranal. Coming of Olony to Afranal is the trigger of war. It can trigger the war. Even August or September, we're not going to reach it without not going back to the war. Why? Agolek Post, they kill a paramount ship, Tonawai, intentionally. And if Olony Post going to do the same thing, who's going to take it? Who's going to take that to come and kill you?
You are the boom there, Bill.
You see? Yeah, paramount ship Tonawai. This guy,
yeah,
this guy, he knows the history of the land very well. And this is why the Agolek eliminated him. Because they want to destroy the history. Nobody will tell this history. If there are any case of legal case in the court, they don't want him. And this is why they eliminated this guy. And they have the same agenda. I don't think this is not going to work. The case of the land can be settled through legal procedures, not violent. If violent, I don't think not Padang will be driven away. Padang, the other one who can drive some people away in their land, if by force. But we are not for that. We are for peace. We are for the legal system to take place. If any have a complaint or accuse somebody to grab their land, that we only can say. Other than that, this is our topic tonight. You South Sudanese, you sit in Afranal, Nuer and Shiluk, and the rest of Denka and Greater Bargazal and Jongalei, we are for peace, and that's why we said, Olun, we don't want him. Not because we don't like Shiluk, not because we don't like Nuer, but we don't like the negative attitude. Like now, you have seen it. We are being threatened in our own land. Look, if we are minority in Northern Apranal, we have 4 counties: Greater Baliet, Akoka, Malut, Arang. The equivalent to have their own state. No doubt about that. So if we want our own state,
You have to add Malakal as well.
yeah, and they're throwing out for that. What does that mean? It's not a system of the people of the same country. This is a different agenda. It's the tribalism. Even you have a lot of talk. I heard one of the guy talking on this show, this platform earlier, that we're going to have the people of Padang to Bargazal or somewhere. Are you kidding? Are you kidding? We have been there for centuries in their land. We never planned to go attack anyone, but you come and attack us, to raid cattle, to robbery sorghum that we cultivate, and that's all you do. But we don't mind about that. But if you come to the land issue, land issue is not a simple thing. To tell somebody, get out here, it's not going to happen. Let's talk to the issue of national agenda, national politics. The reform that IO have been singing the same song since 1991. Democracy, democracy, democracy. And I don't even see what kind of democracy are they singing all these years. For 30 plus years, singing reform and democracy. This is nonsense. I can conclude my point tonight. You South Sudanese people, the people of Greater Farnal or Northern Farnal and the Dinka, we are for peace. That's why we're reaching online. If we need war, okay, if you guys need the war to continue, welcome along. Kabalwel kamana ba Martin Tong Jieng, ban kritiok, wo Jieng na taban, ko ju nyu achi keping. Ko ju achi keping anu kulot panda na alanil. Kulu wo alanil achi ranen ping kalis. Le kan kulu de kan. Wan bi wo lan deng na benjot. Ba burat kero wan ci tok bela defi malut to ka ngor ke yen mana refe jidu fan ga ka ngor cha wir mana ka ga dengu dabe rani ye shi baba seban ke ye mena ni jing fol malonga wan ko chol kinga rani ye nebde ka jong ma wut en ke ye debute de wan ci wolan ben kule ben ka ga denga de fi chumal aki lo integrated bi jeng ne belia ke boku gidni pin de kana ku loy ngo yimal ci ko loy ko mit ko ngi jiwa to kuma la kula de wone koy la jeng ne woloñ malaysia ro lañ fi hoje gerda ba mit ke jinga ati ko bet law kwañ ma longa wan ke ku toy ke biga de bi malaysia ro lañ la fi hoje gerda be bat ku jala koy ko nu be ke la fi hoje gerda ba burat la kulu de training ko jalo nu ke ne batara ni cholnu Jonathan Gunn believe when no la wan ci ñin bana jal kane ku jaw lan ta ka deputy ka chi mi ko na Padang kana chi lo ro se da pai a jamana ran kana chi lu trat o re yen la na dai mo pire ke ran ne jera ne ngi lan re ko ji bayi wan mu ku ci bala yik da pai ka ga yan kan ta lo ka chi ka de ngi lakin jera no na le re yilom ka kan lo ke ga ko ngi akter man yi ran den ene yogo le ko ka wan ma lo nga wan a jong ma wut wulon a ci ran de ngot jor ko le wagya ke le ya ci ran yen fin ci woton ba lo ka jam ke yen ma long ko ne dir ka Padang ci jam yen include ade led ade Michael chari chola jam ke yen malong ke yin mi ngana la wel ko a ko tong ne ci beren o a chang ja gutye man wana ci wolong ya ben lo no ke deputy dra ne chol gon beliw na wana gon beliw ci jall ke no mizin le jibo ku jaw lo ni lo ka to ko ke longa loy long ne be lok to a chan bi ko la mo bi ko lo jemu anamar be pan chol boy bion chang wana len te garan tie ko wan le ko le ko mo ko le lo nyam buji jinu ci bena to ko gan ko lo deputy dan na gan wolen ben wa len ben kan wolen bi ko jem den je ko jode ben aba to garam ya bil ay to garam ya bil e garam bil ci ray to bele la bo jubo jey lo ko len den yoy ben ko jen ko wan ben la ko ke pio je ben wan ko ga ja pio je gar kan je ko no ko ben ku je lo no a chan bi ba bu ci agri
ga mi ke jeng lagi ke ga dik ke che ja mi ke junubin ko bas
ke mi ke jeng banade ko wane
mi ke bil da ngi ga bala pol ko mi ke jeng na ke bas
ke guni jeng ban jeng wane trainer ben wan ci ko ci ma lishe da ja pio ke je ga no ban ni ga rane de nu ka ta ga kuma na ci ba burat na ci ga ger e kwe de kadanga je e kwe de jiboy ko je nya kuma le lo target wen ke babur ke gutu kunyi kadanga malakal ale goto malut ke moto na muj acin ga de bet kar ke Iran ke guni jeng yok ci mo anal legal no jeng ka ayoku tembel bet ene ke loy ga wo jeng na jaga tingu ci de kana man ran lo yi mal kana ke mit ko ne jeng ke malonga wan ku ka jong ma wut ku ke ci leke kwa ki ko ping e kana man ne be lo yi man ene yoku le we kwa ci ran ko yen bi be ping yabga ene ba go ping
good
ene ba go ping babur wa la wi ka de pi mo lut kana jeng ni wulan ke wi bi la pi paloj ku le oyel facility ngono le ke lo destroy ano oyel paloj wan na ci riyo ci yagwan ci oyel de unity de beta ruwe ngana ci riyo kana pi aden pi dara kwa ku pi alin ku pi ran me pe na ke riyo de da wan te ci babur ak ci lo sirwa lakin nelinda a ci ben ko en ka wan ci babur ben de aka chak ti wan de bande babur de ko la ma ci de bi yenam ke wo nyu ngada kana ka de nelinda ne e galo lakin nele ke jo mat nele ke kwanchin ko ne jing le la atem ke mat karok nelinda ataw lakin nelinda bu ka kwanchin wo jing da ke lo ko we ba go ping na en ka de ke le ko te kana en ka won ke le ko kana yimal wan bi wolon bende access bi deng nom kana ke yimal
in jikere won wan ge tayra be babu jo moji bi en jo dep e won ke wona na jienga ye wona na Lagos State ko ne moji pe nywana tayra ko ke yang gaay fa lui pie ke ne gere
ya wona de rian ga nge ka wan la kirian ga chi gan bon ke ne
bol de ngi ne
let me help you my brother ran wer chi moj ay tol ma chenga dal mod e won walen
o ma chenga dal mod e ko adal kapta wala
na mi Lagos State mostly
ay tol matur ma chenga dal mod
aywa
so yela ning nam ken chen ko cook ay tol jarul
yawda
en kan jaba
ina de yen ma chekana en ke ko adal kapta wan badana bana char ba buri ko jaba bola de log de chupta ku moji da ku moj ka jala to wan no ke chel kapta ke loy len ka ke bana ka chulo wo ko yo
lu babu paralyze
yupta babur kana Kewubi ade
Bo LP le completely.
Wila firang ku ke chigloi taxi ka ja tegbi taxi be ja lo nyade be ja lo fi paloj be yol bila de a chanda mana agnu enta bande nga re jibo kana ta ban ka ta fi kose ade ke wuya de ngaja chupta e ka re fi kose ka ja yida piang na ji paloj de ku chi ban firang kalas akuma chi wi inke ke taw lakin mit ko nga jing aki ko ban fi ngwan e kana ne ko lewe na cha ko be fi nga dor kana ba ko fi ne we are Coach.
Yeah, thank you very much, Ban Malwak Myakol, for the wonderful presentation. Bola, I don't know, do you want to make any brief comment before I give podium to the other person?
No, Billy, you're doing a great job. So keep facilitating it, because you know this show is for a Padang community, and you are also one of the leaders that who called for this, and that's why I open it for you so you can facilitate it, you know. So go ahead.
Yeah, thank you, Bol. Thank you, Bol, for being patient, and I was just asking you in case you might want to say something at least. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being patient, particularly the guests, the leaders of the Padang community. Brother Malwa Myakol, thank you very much for the very wonderful presentation you just gave right now. That is exactly what I want all of you, the leaders of Padang, to make sure you concentrate about the threat of Johnson Olony. And the reason why Malwa give you the past, the past atrocities or destruction that were actually done by Johnson Olony is to actually make you understand as to why we are actually rejecting him right now, because there's a possibility the same scenario is going to repeat itself. That's why the Pandang Jieng are now refusing it. But I want to make one thing very clear, ladies and gentlemen. Let's make it very clear. Padang people are peace-loving people. They're law-abiding people. And for that case, they were able to welcome other tribes to come and live with them on the eastern side of the Nile River. That hospitality and generosity has been taken advantage of by the Cholo people. That's why majority of the Cholo people migrated from the western bank to the eastern bank. And eastern bank is predominantly the area of the Dinka. That is how most of the Chulu came to grow up there. Those who used to migrate from the western bank, either they used to be criminal that were sent away by their king, or they used to be, for Cholo civilians that were sent over to come and live in the town that were actually established by the Arab merchant and the British that colonized us. When Makal was actually established as a trading location or a trading center, and then it later on grow to become a big city, the provincial city for the Upper Nile region. It became a Mali tribal location. Sorry, somebody just called me. So, Jamana, anything on the eastern Nile, on the eastern bank of the Nile River, it belongs to Dinka. Anyway, we will talk about that historical narrative. The book Banyabiel just shown earlier is going to tell you a lot of stuff. So we are coming for that program. So let us not talk about the land right now. Let's focus on this particular threat. Bantanaku de Keko Mati? Okay, the next speaker is going to be Charles Chop. Charles, thank you for being patient.
Very look, I'm driving in the morning at almost 2 o'clock. I'm Jalton Kitisa Kamsa Badin and local Gary funeral, but one of our brothers last week, 2 weeks ago. So I will step down, but I will listening a little bit. 11 minutes. I'm not talking about certain. Shanbrajot go balo Calgary when they are talking.
Okay.
But you guys can go ahead with the show. Koji Chatman, Kaito Calgary, a little bit and Tindilentin. You can just continue until Bishop went up.
Okay. In two days, Banabiel. So, you know, they get in here with your Martin, while a yen method, which below fast.
Yeah, Martin, what I want to add is this. The destruction that was actually caused by Johnson Olin, it is in a great magnitude in especially in Malakal town, because I have seen it. You know, Malakal town was not destroyed into that magnitude when SPLM IO actually captured it twice. By that time, Johnson Olin was actually siding with the government. But when he rebelled in 2015 against the government, his own intention is actually to destroy Malakal, including the antenna that was built in 1970s in Malakal. Johnson Olin is the one that actually destroyed it. He destroyed all the ministries, the buildings in Malakal town, and he all evacuated most of the things to Washuluk. What was the intention behind evacuating all the items that the government properties in Malakal to Washuluk? Why was he destroying even the governor resident that he be appointed today as the governor? He will be able to go and stay there. Why did he destroy that a governor resident and was not destroyed by the SPLM IO that time? So Johnson Olin is responsible for destruction of Malakal. It's not SPLM IO. SPLM IO, of course, did their part, but the person that has destroyed mostly is Johnson Olin and his Agulek forces.
Thank you.
So these are the things that I want to make it as the last point, and you know, I'll be around listening. And thank you very much, Lagos State Media, and thank you all the panel that are going to be talking. I know that there are great speakers here. All of you are doing a wonderful job on behalf of your people, and that's what we want to do, so that the people of South Sudan actually should know why we are rejecting Johnson Olin. Thank you.
Abiel Kona, I will bring you down to the lobby. Carry on,
yes.
Billy. Carry on, Billy Luke, the governor of Ruang State. Carry on.
Yeah, thank you once again, Paul, and thank you very much, President Abiel Kon. We wish you a safe trip back to the city, or you're going back to. I think you're going to drive from Calgary to Edmonton,
I'm going
right?
to be driving from Edmonton to Calgary to attend the funeral tomorrow morning.
Yeah, let's wish you a safe journey, a safe trip and our heartfelt condolences with the family of the deceased. And so please bear in mind that you also have to attend our collective condolences to the family of the deceased. So thank you very much. We will be in touch tomorrow, today. Yeah. Are you there?
Yeah, no, I put him in the lobby.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. So thank you once again, Paul. The next speaker is going to be Charles Chop. I'm trying to call you in the order in which you join. Then the next speaker will be Aaron Ewart. But let us try to minimize our time and let's focus within the topic. So tell us, Ban Charles Chop, Padang, one of the senior elder of Padang community here in North America, who live currently in Canada. This is a pleasure to have you on the show, and we want to hear from you exactly as to why the Padang community are actually rejecting the appointment of Johnson Olin. Tell us specifically, and let's try our best to focus on the topic. Thank you very much. You can take the podium, sir. Banchalet in Pingan?
I think he need to unmute himself. Let me unmute him.
Oh, I don't mute. Well, you can mute Bolketing. I can see he's being mute.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Everybody's mute, I see. I can see. Yeah.
I did it. I unmuted him.
Yeah. So to the rest of the guests, please bear with us and be patient. I appreciate your patience and tolerance.
Yeah, Billy,
but let's try to minimize our time. So let's be brief as we can. Thank you.
And Bill, look, you should consider time now because the key speakers already speak.
Yes. It is just a repetition of what has been said. But if you know that your president or your leader has not actually presented some of the points, that's where you have to take it from there. Right. Or if you just want to make an adjustment, you can say it. But let's make sure we only concentrate on our message on why we are rejecting Johnson Olin and what are some of the compromise that you may want to offer to South Sudanese so that they can look at you as people that are not obstacle to the implementation of the revitalized peace agreement. So you have to make your case. I'm ready to debate with the opposition when they join in. But I want you as a citizen of Padang to express yourself, send your message out, and then after that, we're going to give the floor to the opposition commentators so they can join us, and then the debate will go down. It is going to be a hard debate. So thank you.
They are
Charles.
waiting like a lion. They are waiting like a lion, so they're gonna tell you.
Yeah, I would want them to be welcome because I have a lot to say myself. So I'm just trying to be patient for
They're
now.
waiting. I'm gonna plot this.
Yeah.
Once you guys finish, they're waiting, my brother. So go ahead.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Are you hearing me? You are hearing
yeah,
me now?
we can hear you now. Yeah. Now.
Okay, thank you. My thank to Leg State Media, Billy Luke and Wilson and Abiel. My pleasure to having me tonight. I will saying my first word I can saying as a Padang community, as Abiel Kon said that he will drive from Edmonton to Calgary tomorrow. Or today we are already in the morning. We have two members. The one will be buried tomorrow, Nicola Dut Machok Akwe. And then on the 11th of the same month, we will bury another one, Makweno Kwai Dongwe, in the same city of Calgary. That and that is why when I just came late, we were having a view of the body of the late Nicola, and that is why I came late. All of them, the hours, we have a problem. We face a lot of problem, which there is no one can be blame himself. Anything gone, like our late brothers, two of them, they are part of us, and they depart, and we can still be part of them until the time we will go and meet again. My problem is this: I will not talk longer. What I can say to my brother of Padang and the rest of the Southern Sudanese community or Jieng society, myself, based on my own analysis, I'm saying we are not rejecting Joseph Olony, or we are not rejecting IO, but they reject themselves. What IO did during the end change in 2013 and 2016, who suffered there in the town of Malacan? They are the people, the residents of Padang society in Malacan. You see, these are the people who make that. The IO, he make what he did. The same Johnson Oleng make what he did, which I can prove right. For somebody who don't know what Joseph Oleng did to us around Malacan there, we can give you a proof. Where is Pidgey now as a county? We've been annexed to Jongalei. That was the cause which allowed Joseph Oleng to take the arms and fight against the government that which you put in the title that there is a land grab. Dinga grabbed their land as a chulu. It's Joseph Oleng. That is what he's saying. And that is why we don't have now our people of Atar, they are not living there. That is a proof, which even the total Southern Sudanese, they can focus on that one. And that is really, that is why he went to Kempo. And he already took the land of Atar now. There is no son or daughter of Padang living in Atar right now. That one is mean Joseph Olony, he has rejected himself. We didn't reject him. Based on his own misbehaviors, and he improved it with IO organization. That is why they clear us off there in Atar. We are not there. First of all, what I can say to all Southern Sudanese, they have to visit when Malaga Wien interviewed Joseph Olony. What was the agenda of Joseph Olony? They discussed it with Malaga Wien during his interview. That is fighting the Dinga Upper Nile because of land grabs. And even Malas asked him, okay, now you are fighting against Dinga Upper Nile because they grab your land. And what make you to join forces with late George Asor? And he's saying that one is a different issue. We want to get rid of government, and after that, we will come and fight concerning land. Him with Asor will fight again with Asor. That interview clips is still in the social media. We have been to know that. That is our problem. So anything you see, somebody provoke you, and you feel a pain of that, there is no way we can allow Johnson Woloin to come as a governor of Afanai. That is one thing. Is Johnson Woloin who reject himself, not a Padang who reject him because of what he did. The same to IO. During the end change between the government and the rebel, which is the so-called White Army, and the Riek himself and his forces, who was suffered there is a Padang citizen. Now, Juba is our capital city, and that's why we have the so-called Jubek inside the capital city. Those people who own the Jubek as a county, as a Payam, as a Boomer inside the capital city, they are few, they are a small society, but they own that land. That's why we're saying, yes, Malacan can be our town, but there's somebody who is have a ownership of it. If you compare that one, it's not a fly to Padang society. Another thing is this. The ideology of Dr. Riek is talk about the so-called federalism, centralization, government. And what does it, the ideology of federal government and central government, what does it mean? It's saying, I will admit them to rule themselves. You have to rule yourself, no? So people of Afanile state, they have to rule themselves. Then to saying to go and bring someone out from their territory and saying to come and rule us and rule you, it doesn't mean that is a federal system. That is our purpose. Anything we reject, it what came from them. Riek have a portion, a great part of it. Johnson Woloin have a great part of it. You know, that is why we're saying we Padang people, let us staying alone. If they like to stay with us as the way all the Southern Sudanese is saying in Juba, we can accept that. Come as a resident of Malacan, then your taxation, your participation, your contribution to the nation building is welcome. Or the state building is welcome. But not to come and work inside Adul Dakal, to work as an internal enemy against the resident of that society inside Malacan. We're saying no. Home is home. Let us come and stay or not. That is what I am saying. But you people, I appreciate Leg State media. This is the first time I talk in your media, but it's good to give chance to the people who know what they are saying. We are Padang people, we are not reject Johnson Woloin with no proof. We have a proof, PG is no longer there. Everybody know what was happening in Malacan 2013 to 2016. We know the war, the battle in Malot, the disaster which Johnson Woloin said, or which Johnson Woloin did in Malot. Everybody experienced that. It cost the life, it cost capital, and it cost materials. That is not Padang. Even the government knows what Johnson Woloin did. So for us, we are not provoking the peace, we are for peace. But we don't want IO. I myself, I'm saying, it start from IO, like Johnson Woloin. Because of ABCD, include the absence of PG now. PG is a no-man land to us, but they are staying there. Charlie there with the forces under IO. That is why we're saying enough is enough. Okay? And thank you. This is what I can say, because I want to go and sleep a little bit because I spend the whole day away. That's why I want to say a few words. PG as a county under the so-called Jongalei now. And from PG to Malacan is just only 45 minutes. And they've been shifted from Malacan up to Jongalei. I don't know how many hours there, because I didn't work from Matar to Jongalei, which is the nearest hometown. What does it mean? So Padang, son of Padang and daughter of Padang, you have right to talk. But we are not provoking the peace. Peace is for all of us. And peace is supposed not to be forced on Padang while it not belong to others. After that,
yeah, thank you very much, Charles. Thank you. Yeah, thank you for the wonderful presentation. Your message is very, very clear.
No, it's okay. I'm okay there. I'm okay there.
I thought I can see your hand whipping, so I could not hear your voice. Yeah.
I'm okay. I'm okay. Yeah. I'm okay. I'm done there.
Charles, thank you so much. Actually, guys, Olunyi is watching the show. I just want to inform you, he's watching the show. So go ahead.
If Johnson Olunyi is watching my show, Johnson Olunyi is not sharing the same political party with IO and the Riek Machar. There is a self-interest. Riek want to playing the game. He want to use Johnson Olunyi as a military wing. If it's not so, Johnson Olunyi is supposed to integrate his militia and join the peace partner in Juba to be sworn in. But we need something to say. Johnson Olunyi has to apologize to Afada. What he did, that's why, because your brand has the so-called PG County under Jongalei. And the children of Jongalei, they don't talk about that. Either law nowhere or whatever is there. No one claim. And no one can say to Johnson Olunyi, you talk about bring children of Atar to their own home in order to become a governor. Is one. What he has said before is fighting Georgia Thor because of land, and he's using Georgia Thor to overthrow the government. After that, they will come back and resume to fight the land grab war. Johnson Olunyi, he know that. He's the one who said that interview is still running in the social media between him and Malaga Wiel. So we are not rejecting him. He's the one who rejects himself. Johnson Olunyi is a very, 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 very great enemy to the children of Padang around Malakam there more than Riek Machar. And thank you.
Thank you very much, Charles. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, that was one of the senior elder of the Pandang Jieng in North America, and he lives in Canada. So for your information, Charles, you have done a wonderful contribution, and thank you very much for your contribution. So the next speaker is going to be Aaron Yuad. Aaron Yuad, are you there? And before Aaron Yuad jump in, ladies and gentlemen, let me make this very clear based on the contribution made by Charles. You need to understand that, you know, Fiji Nyintaratar and PG Nyintaran Malwal of Korpulut and Wunku, they are now still under the occupation of the SPLM IO forces. They were captured by the IO forces. I don't know exactly when they were captured, and then they were eventually handed over to Johnson Olunyi. So right now, these are the three areas of Padang land that are now still under the occupation of Johnson Olunyi and the IO forces. And the reason why they're still under the occupation of the rebel group is because the South Sudan Armed Forces were actually being prevented from attacking this area or liberate them simply because of the peace agreement that were in place. That's the reason why even the indigenous people don't want to liberate their land as well, because they believe it is the responsibility of the government. And given the succession of hostility, they cannot do anything about that. So that for your information. And also do not misunderstood or mistake, the voices of Padang, our crying or the crying for their grievances does not mean Padang is too weak to defend themselves. When it comes to war, I believe all our neighbors, they know who is Jieng Padang. Whether you are Nue, or whether you are Chiluk, or whether you are Maban, or whether you are tribe from the northern Sudan, you know who these Padang are. They have been there for centuries, and they will continue to be there. So to you, as the citizen of Padang, please do not be, driven away by this kind of social media mockery that you are, weak people, that you are suffering from inferiority, or that you are a coward. Our neighbors know that. Even Chuluk, they know us traditionally. When it comes to traditional warfare, they know how we used to fight them. Nue know how we used to fight them when it comes to traditional warfare, let alone this conventional warfare, which we can use modern weapons to fight ourselves. So please do not allow yourself to be carried away by that kind of mockery. So that's nonsense. But for the sake of peace, we are law-abiding people. We like to live peace side by side in peace with our neighbors, and that's the reason. That's why people take advantage of us, just because we are too nice and we just want to live peacefully with our neighbors. But this time, we are not afraid to fight Johnson Olin. But try your luck. If you're going to impose him against the will of Padang, you will see a real war kicking off. We don't care about anybody, whether you are commanding 10,000 or whatever enemy you have. Padang don't believe in quantity of the enemy. They believe in the quality of their skill, how to fight the enemy. So don't worry about Padang. We're not going to go anywhere. Nobody's going to evict you from Afana. That's nonsense rhetoric. You don't need to allow yourself to be tortured psychologically by that kind of psychological warfare. We know what that is. So let them talk. They will see us on the ground. That's why Padang don't like to talk, because we are not dramatic when it comes to that. So the next speaker is going to be Aaron Yuot. Aaron Yuot, thank you for being patient. I appreciate that. And the next speaker will be Sherarop, followed by Simon Chol, and then will be followed by Bongjak and the rest of the speakers. So thank you for being patient, ladies and gentlemen. So Aaron Yuot, you can take over the podium.
Let me unmute him.
Oh, okay.
Aaron Yuot.
Yeah, I can see everybody being muted.
Yeah. So I mute everybody so the show can run smooth, because the boss is here. Olwin is watching us.
Okay, thank you. You reminded us about that, and that's why we have to be very articulate and assertive with our presentation. So let's focus within the
going to change his behavior. It's going to change his behavior of.
Well, are you just kidding, or you are?
No, I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. I talk with him.
Okay, let me remind that our guest.
Unmute yourself, because you choose to mute yourself. I cannot unmute yourself. Aaron Yuot.
Aaron Yuot, unmute yourself. Mute yourself. Unmute yourself. Yeah.
Unmute yourself. Even he said, Billy Luke is forgetting English. So
it's writing down there. Okay. Yeah.
Aaron Yuot, I think. Let me try again. Okay.
Arau, we can see you moving, but we don't hear your voice. I can see your mic is still mute. I can see it. So maybe you might have muted yourself.
Yeah, he chose to mute himself, so it will be him to unmute himself.
I don't know whether I think he doesn't hear us. Maybe.
Banyara ada twine mic na cholo mute twine mic na.
The mic there, it could be his mic.
Your mic then the very left side.
Na kede read kolonial le pin check dang ni chen lo ni da.
Ting pin tu anong mic then.
Mic there akiro dan mute.
Oh, good. Now he got it. He's a man of modern world.
Yeah.
He's a man of modern
So
world.
I wonder, but I was going actually to say you can give chance to Simon Chual, and then I can talk after him.
No, you are good now. You can go ahead. We are
Or
going in the
Yeah,
in the
because
order
if
in which you
we
joined.
can
Yeah.
Simon Cole, then
order.
we have
Okay.
done. Then we have
We
done.
have Chair is next speaker.
Yeah.
I'm still. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, he's one of our brother from
Yeah,
Upper Nile as well,
he will have a
and
chance.
he's
He
from
will have
Nuer,
a
and
chance.
he's IO.
You guys want me to
Thank
speak
you,
or what are you saying?
No, he want
No,
to do
Ron, you
that.
are
I
going
can go
ahead
ahead
because
now.
we can
Then
hear.
we go
No,
back.
Okay.
he need to go
Yeah.
ahead. He want to do the system of
Yeah.
All right.
giving favor, but we don't have in Lake State media. Everybody have a right to go first. I'm
Okay.
sorry, brother, if I have just
All right.
tried to.
Thank you.
No. But what Ron was saying
Thank you,
is because
Lake
when he
Media
was
for.
not being unmuted, then he could give his chance to other person.
Oh,
That's
got
what he
him.
was saying.
Got him.
Yeah.
Got him. Got him. Go ahead. Go
Go
ahead.
ahead, Ron. You are sorry. Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Lake Media, for taking time to be with us tonight, and it's a great opportunity. And thank you, Tariq, and everybody. Thank you, Simon Shaw, for coming, and everybody. Actually, I'm sure those who spoke before me, they touched a lot of points, and we talked actually last night, and these days we have been talking, and I'm so glad Padang is joining politically right now. The reason Padang actually has been behind in Upper Nile, and why Padang is still having a problem actually was done by Padang themselves, because Padang try to live in a peaceful way, and they try actually to avoid politics. They thought whoever is working in a government in Upper Nile will do the same, because we focus most on business and farming. But our brothers from Shuluk and Nuer side, they took advantage working for the government, and actually Padang started to know that there was something going on in 1990s, because they occupy most of the government institution. And from there, they start to collaborate together. And then it was really hard for any son of Padang to get higher. They have difficulty even with Sinrang. In your city, you would be having a difficulty to get higher. And they try to control the resources. So if you go to Malakal now, you go to Rang, you go to big cities in Upper Nile, are actually located in Padang areas. But whoever have the best houses, you will find them Nuer and Shuluk. So now when Padang is waking up and when Padang is talking and try to seek the way to get the right, it has been difficult. Padang has to liberate themselves actually in Upper Nile as South Sudanese liberate themselves from Sudan. And I blame our brothers from Nuer side and Shuluk side. Let us be frank. Actually, I talked to Edward twice. I thought we in Upper Nile, we're supposed to start live video show and make peace among ourselves. So when we have peace in Upper Nile and we know justice and equality, when you know the Dinka right, when you know the Shuluk right, when you know the Nuer right and Maban right, then we will be able to discuss the right of individuals in the level of South Sudan. But we cannot go and talk about the national issues while we don't have peace in our home. For example, when you go back, when they did assessment, they found out 12,000 Shuluk were working for a government institution. And over 6 were Nuer. And 2,000 was from 4 Dinka counties, including Maban. So where is the justice in here?
You mean in the
There's no
state
justice.
government or in the national government?
The state government.
Oh, wow.
Forget about the national.
Okay.
And even to the national government also, it was difficult for any son of Padang to be in a national government, because when the position of the national government are distributed based on state, Dinka will come from Jonglei state and they will come from Barghazal. Then our brother from Upper Nile will cry and say, well, we are not well represented. And this message also I have been telling to the Dinka of Barghazal and Jonglei state. They give our seed to reward Shuluk and Nuer in Upper Nile. let them be quiet. But in a government like now, in a government, we don't see government based on tribe. I can say that in national level. It's supposed to be the seat should be based on the state level. So if Upper Nile has given 3 or 4, then we can sit as based on our counties. And then we can be represent ourselves equally. This is what I can say. Our brother from Upper Nile have not been honest with us. And if you come to Upper Nile, if you come to the Upper Nile, most of the well-developed cities are located in Padang areas. And if you see the majority, you will find majority in Shuluk live in Upper Nile, in Denka areas, and you will find most of Nuer. And there's a culture of Nuer also. Most of educated Nuer are not willing to go back to their counties, even to their villages, because you know what is happening in Agar areas. It happened also in Nuer area, because if somebody kills somebody, they will come and kill educated person. And that scares some of educated Nuer not to go back to their villages or counties, because if somebody kills somebody in there, then you will be killed. So that make them also to stay in there. So when people say Padang are not peaceful people and Padang don't want peace, how could they live in a great number in our areas? Why we are not in a great number in their areas? I can say in Nuer side, there's no problem. You can go there as a Dinka man and live in there. They will not do anything to you. And they can even protect you. You can buy land. But when you go in 1990 when some of young Padang try to work for the government, they have difficulty buying land in Wada Corner. The reason was behind that, well, this is a king land. You don't sell it to anybody. And that's when some of the young Padang start to notice something going on. If you can buy land in my homeland and I cannot buy land in your homeland, and you cannot even give me a government house, while you take government house in my county, what is that showing? Are you really seeing me as your brother?
It's a policy of occupying your land, the Dinka land, and that's how Chulu came to occupy most of your land. Which they are claiming today to be the ownership, and also to be the owners of that land.
Advantage and being in a high level, they were actually able to send son of Padang to the poor areas. Like they would be sending you to somewhere in the village there in Rao Nasir or Mayud or somewhere where there's no good taxes collection, and then they will bring the son to Rang and to Molut, so where they can make a lot of money. And also when I said Sudan national, this is the truth I'm telling people to know. And if we need correction, then we have to correct this. When we set for Sudan national exam and people were going to Khartoum, then people actually, most of Sudan were trying to get higher for taxes collection. And then when you go to the university, then your family will be able to send you your salary. People of Padang, like the student of Padang, had difficulty to be higher. But if you are Nuer and Shuluk, because they have seniority in that, they hired their son. And what happened? When they go to Khartoum, then they get money used to be sent to them. So Sudan or Padang, actually, they start to work in Khartoum or actually join what is called, John Mayarma, I know it, في حاجة بيقولوا شرطة فنية. أنت لو امتحنت الشهادة السودانية you can join شرطة فنية في Khartoum. Then while you sit خدمة الزامية at night and then you go to university in the morning.
Aro.
And actually,
I have, you speak very well. You speak very slow, and I have really understand your point. Very important point. Right now, IO nominated Johnson.
I'm gonna go there. I just
want to ask you a question. I just want to ask you a question. They have nominated Johnson, and your boys, the boys of a Padang community, is not yet heard in Juba by Riek Machar, which is the person who nominated him. Do you think it would be better if the Padang community organize the chief and go to Juba and sit with President Kiir and Riek and voice their concern?
Yes, I will touch that. And also, if we talk about the corruption in South Sudan before I go to for your question, the corruption actually was in Upper Nile more than everywhere else. The reason I say this, when we were in primary school, you will be finding all the kids from Nuer and Shuluk, they are actually student in primary school, but they were higher. And when the salary come, they get paid like people that working, and that is how they build the houses. I knew some of my friends that were used to get paid. Maybe it's not all of them, but majority of whoever was working in there, their son used to get paid. So if we actually live in Upper Nile and we want to make what is we're claiming, like most of Upper Nile, like Iowa, claiming there's no injustice in South Sudan and there's no nepotism and there is nepotism in South Sudan, then let us apply this in Upper Nile and in Greater Upper Nile. Then we go to the national level. Coming to Oloin, actually I spoke it before and I talked about it before. There is some mixed message that people are sending out, especially some group from Aban. And actually it would be a right thing for IO to defend IO agenda. I don't mind it because they are IO, they believe in IO agenda. There's some mixed messages that are saying that Padang refused IO. There's few sons and few daughters from Padang actually are part of IO. They support IO. Nobody reject IO. But if you listen, Padang, and if you read the letters and some elders, actually there's elder from Baliet, elder from Makoga, elder from Molut, and then from Rang, they signed petition. The concern was they don't want Uloin to be a governor. Not Iowa, but they don't want Uloin for many reasons. As my friend said earlier, Uloin has killed people. Uloin never been part of peace. When Riek Machar signed peace in Khartoum, Uloin said, peace that Riek Machar signed didn't achieve his goal because he was fighting for the land, and that peace didn't address the land issues. Because Johnson Uloin won Malakal to be announced at Shuluk. So he refused. But now when peace comes and Dr. Riek Machar has been given some power, then he tried to bring Uloin back. Even 2 or 3 weeks ago, Uloin attacked people in a Koga area. And Uloin never been part of peace. He was not part of peace. Secondly, Uloin didn't sit up with those of Padang and make an agreement. You cannot fight with somebody today and then want to go to his house tomorrow without peace or without even talking to him. It would not work that way. And that is why I say that when Padang raised, and we say Padang is in advance in terms of politics in South Sudan. And I'm always proud of Padang, because when you talk to them, they say, well, we believe in peaceful. We can address our issues in a peaceful way. And they say that we cannot even point the gun to South Sudan. The only reason we pick up the gun was when we was fighting our main enemy. That's what they say. But our brother in Upper Nile didn't. They took advantage of that. So if there is a peace and Padang actually has raised their concern in a peaceful way, I say if there is a wise leadership of the SPLM IO, should be happy. Dr. Riek Machar and most IO supporters should be happy. Why I say this? Because it's actually for the benefit of IO. And our son and daughter of Padang, we care a lot about our properties. Like we farm, we do business. We want our state to be stable. We don't want war anymore. And then we want somebody that will bring us together. But if he will only come back with the same agenda, try to impose and try to bring his forces to some land that he claimed is Shuluk land and so on, before even addressing them through the court, then reaction can happen. And when reaction happens, then Upper Nile will not be peaceful. So would it be a benefit of IO or the government? I'm sure it would not be a benefit of IO. That's why I say if there is quiet and wise leadership in the IO should be happy, and then they can sit and find a neutral body. Even they can give it to minority like Maban. Maban has no forces that can harm Upper Nile. Why? If IO care about peace, because I see IO, they want to debate and change South Sudan. If they want to change South Sudan, they cannot change South Sudan while they are minority in the national level. So it would be opportunity for IO to have Upper Nile settled. Then they can build bases in Upper Nile by delivering good services, by showing quality of leadership, by showing what they fought for. Then if some people are willing actually to join IO as party, IO is not a party yet. If they want to, if Riek Machar did the process, then IO can be, when time comes, IO can be able to win a lot of seats to go to the national level, where they can team up with some parties and then fight the ruling party if they still minority. This is why I say this: if IO has a wise leadership, then they can see this. But what happened? The community of Upper Nile, they see, well, it's a Jieng thing. Why Denga doesn't want this and so and so. And even if we go back to the history, yes, I'm sure Simon last time he said he's actually from Mayud or he's from Gajag area, or let us say he's from Nasir. I believe him because he says he's from there. I'm from Mulut, and he has to believe me because that's what I say. Uloin said last time, based on an interview, he said he's actually from Attar. He's from Attar. He was born in Attar, and most of people know him. He was born from Attar. Even Lama Kwal say that there's dispute between areas around Attar and Khorfulus, where Shuluk used to be. If Uloin is from Attar, as he confessed it, why they want to bring somebody? Because Attar now, during 10 state, was part of Jongle. Why they want to bring somebody? Because we went back to 10 state. Why do you want to bring somebody from Jongle state to come and be a governor in Upper Nile? Because Uloin is from Attar. Why they want to bring him here?
It is the reason why he's now being barred from being appointed. It's very clear, because he's claiming himself to be a native of PJ.
They cause issues in Upper Nile.
Yeah.
Right now, the Nuer in Eastern Upper Nile, majority of them now, they don't even want Uloin. Even some intellectuals don't want Uloin. Because in Upper Nile, we had enough. And I'm sure majority of Upper Nile communities now want to have peace and reconciliation. They want to talk and sit. That's why most of intellectuals, they don't want Uloin to come. Let me go to another issue. Yeah.
By tomorrow, I will host some, no, not tomorrow, maybe probably next week, we are going to host some intellectual from, some of them contact us and we will host them. So be ready to join that show next week. From
next week? Next week,
who requests you, Bol?
There's, because he said some intellectual, some people in Chuluk area don't want.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So I told him there will be a show next week. There will be some Chuluk San will come. I don't know the agenda, but they will come and voice their concern. So let's hear what they will talk about. Go ahead.
Okay. Let me say, as individual, I believe the land issue should not be solved by politicians. Because Dr. Riek Machar, even in Rumbek, Dr. Riek Machar said to Bagana Mum said, you cannot talk about Malakal. He said Malakal is belong to Denga. Even Nuer, majority of Nuer, they say Malakal is belong to Denga. They knew that. But when IO become a new thing in Upper Nile, then because for the political reason, Nuer start to team up with Shuluk and say Malakal is belong to Shuluk. But in reality, they know. But I say, as individual, I say this instead of complaining, because why people are contesting about Malakal now is because of the seat in Malakal. It cannot be run by one tribe, and this has to be. We have to go back to the document, or the community of Upper Nile has to sit and then cancel those seats in Malakal. They can be distributed based on the counties of the great of the Upper Nile all, and instead of giving them to one tribe. They can be given to those who are very close, can be given to those of Okoka, those of Aliet, and those of Shuluk in the other side. If there's Nuer close, can be having a turn also, instead of giving it to one tribe. But I believe this, even 2006, when Riek Machar came, he has a meeting with Shuluk intellectual and Denga intellectual for the Malakal issues. For Malakal issues, he came. I know the Dr. Garang objected Riek Machar and said, let Bagan talk, and Bagan talk about the land issues, because Garang was able actually to decide.
Around you, I may interrupt you. We are running out of time. Now we have 20 minutes. We have 40 minutes left, and we still have a lot of guests. Okay, so let's reserve that kind of presentation for when we come with the topic of land dispute.
Yeah,
we're going to talk about that extensively. Yeah.
2 minutes. Give me 2 minutes. For that land, Garang has no right actually to decide or to rule the land out thing, because Garang used to say land is belong to community. So that's why I say this: the land issue has to be when Riek Machar come to Malakal, those of Shuluk intellectual, they say, well, we cannot decide. Let King go and decide. He came with Dr. Andrew Weah. When he contacted the Mark of Shuluk went to the other side. And he said he's not going to do anything, but he know where Shuluk border and Denka border. He says he's not going to do anything. So it has to be done based on those traditional leaders. Because whoever, my grandpa would know Simon Chua, his grandpa used to be, if we were a neighbor. And I'm so proud of those of Gajak. They have bordered with us in Molut. I said many times, those are the good Nuer. They never attack us and we don't attack them. But everybody that bordered with Nuer have a problem, but we don't have problem with those of Gajak. And I always advise those Dinkas and those Nuer to have the same good relationship. So I advise government of South Sudan to give the land issue to the communities, leaders, to solve this problem without political issues. They can solve it simply. We can solve ours with Nuer, we can solve out with Maban and with Shuluk and all this without political issues. This is what I can say. And also for the other people saying that, let me add one thing. When people say that agreement has been signed, IO has been given Upper Nile, Dr. Riek Machar has right to bring whoever he wants. Well, Dr. Riek Machar has right to bring whoever he wants. But if that candidate is not peaceful to the state, because that person is going to rule citizen, is not going to rule animals, then citizen has a say to say. They have a right to say. And Dr. Riek Machar, if he care and if he want out actually for the right of people, then he has to bring the right person. Also, why not? Nuer has to be the governor. Nuer has 7 governors since Upper Nile was established. And 6 of them were in Nasir. One of them was actually from Gajag area. Shuluk has 3. Denka has 1.
Thank you, Aro.
Abad never has anyone. Why not us? The Dinka and IO can be given. They can be given like governorship if Riek Machar want to. This is what I can say.
Aro, thank you.
Yeah.
We are running short of time.
We are running short of time,
All
but
right.
But
I don't know, Bol, whether you will come back to us for extra 1 hour. Because this is going to be very limited.
So, you know, the main problem, Aro, we can come back, no problem. The main problem, if the government would have choose governors to be nominated, just like any country by election, this problem could have not happened. You know, Hapanai would have nominated his own governor, would have elected his own governor, and then swear them in. You know, let people elect their leaders, and that's my interest. Actually, I am not interested a lot in.
Which is not the case right now, Bol.
No, I'm just saying, Billy.
Yeah. Yes. I understand. I understand what you're saying. Yeah.
You put in my own way. So I don't know right to say anything, and you have right to say anything. You know, me.
No, what I think it's
yeah. So
all right.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Facilitating it, but leaders are supposed to be nominated. So because here in Kulwel Kala, Gal okay. Na yen banye ka kwanyu ma ke we ko ruwen ma we di ban don kwan we page well we Padang, right? We di lose vote. If you don't want him, you couldn't vote for Oloy. But the government now is posting Oloy to come, right? So nomination is good. Election is always fair enough. So go ahead.
Absolutely. So I think around that should be the end of your contribution. You have done a wonderful presentation, made a wonderful contribution exactly to the best interests of Padang. However, a lot of what you have just said is actually pertaining to the misrepresentation, the underrepresentation, and the issues of the land. You know, you try to address the whole kind of issues that are actually controversial in the Afanal, among the tribe of Afanal state. However, we're going to have a platform for that. They're coming up. So we will talk extensively about the land dispute in Greater Afanal region. I mean, in Greater Afanal state. So let's proceed and give the other guests the platform so they can say something at least before we end this program. Around you are in Bapol. Chinese hit attempt to what when they been in what
no, this is what I can say. Like, if there is we as a Dinka, Padang, we want actual governorship. I can advise our members to be given, because when some I talked to one of Shuluk guy and he said, well, Shuluk is not represent. They have nobody in national level, but many times they do, and we didn't have. There was time that is even used to be representing even those of ruling 7 counties. Just only one person, and Shuluk used to have more. Nuer used to have more. We didn't complain. But for the sake of peace, this time, since we didn't complain, why not? We can have a governorship, and Shulu can be represented Western State. It should not be a problem, because it had never been a problem for us. Nuer had 7 governors, and we didn't complain, and Shulu had 3 governors, we didn't complain. Why not us? And this is what you can see. You can see who actually love Upper Nile more, because we can stay without power, and if we can have power also, we can say. But some people, when they are not in power, they are not happy. This is show the loyalty of the country. And thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much, Aaron. You have done a wonderful job, and a lot of people are actually applauding your contribution. So thank you very much. We're looking forward for your further contribution in upcoming topic. So the next speaker is going to be Simon. And before I give Simon the podium, I would like to emphasize one thing, ladies and gentlemen. If you know yourself, you are opposition, a strong supporter of Johnson Ulun. What we are offering you at the Pandang Jieng is to actually make sure for Johnson Ulun to be accommodated as the governor, to be accepted, so that Padang do not have to act as an obstacle to the peace. You know, you need to make sure you disarm, accept the integration of the 10,000 forces under the command of Johnson Ulun to be integrated into the South Sudan Armed Force. Only if you want the appointment of Johnson Ulun to go ahead, that is the only political condition that we are now, putting under discussion. So if the government of South Sudan can actually do that, if Dr. Riek Machar can actually concede to the integration of Johnson Ulun forces, I think Padang are willing to compromise. So this is not about, okay, Padang people don't want to recognize the responsibility of SPLM IO to choose the perfect candidate. That's not the case. What we are saying is because Johnson Ulun did not took up arms to fight the government. He took up arms to fight the Dinka. That is why the issue of Johnson Ulun is quite exceptional. It's quite unique. It's different from the rest of the other governors that might be rejected by the, by the state citizen. So you cannot compare the issue of Johnson Ulun and the other governors that are being appointed. Because Johnson Ulun is actually commanding 10,000 tribal militia, which is not the case with the other governors in their respective state. So your argument as the opposition does not make any sense, because you are not being targeted. And we are not saying it is not the responsibility of the IO or SPLM IO leadership to actually appoint the perfect candidate. That's not what we are rejecting. If you can only disarm, or if you can only integrate the 10,000 tribal militia under the command of Johnson Ulun, that will be over. I think we are willing to compromise on that. So are you willing to concede this political demand? If you are not willing to concede it, then we will never concede to you. Even if it means, going to war, we will go for it. Those options are there. So Padang are not here to just beg anybody. It is up to you as the Junubin. You want the implementation of the peace or not? Then people will not allow themselves to be killed. We cannot allow Johnson Ulun to come in, occupy the land of the Pandang Jieng by force, by using his 10,000 tribal militia, or use that force to massacre the civil population of Padang. And that is why it is actually a potential scenario whereby it is actually waiting to explode. So don't threaten us with all this kind of nonsense. Padang are not afraid to fight, but we are trying to be, concerned about the situation on the ground. So thank you. The next speaker is Simon Chol. Simon Chol, thank you for your patience and tolerance. Please, you may have the podium.
Well, thank you very much, Luke Billy. And I also would like to say thank you to Mr. Bull and the rest who are in the screen. I greet you all in the name of South Sudan. And also, I would like to greet all the people who are the viewers on this show. And I also thanks the Lake State media in general for giving me this opportunity. It's the first time to join you on this show. I know it's very late in my location right now, but the reason I came in just to highlight a very few points regarding to the Upper Nile region's issue. I will introduce myself as a concerned citizen of South Sudan, which is an activist for human rights also. Sometimes, when it comes to a point like this in the situation in our country as South Sudan, if we really love this country, we should preach something called peace. And I don't think a lot of people in South Sudan know what the meaning of peace is. I will just make it short. When we talk about peace, peace agreement was signed in Addis Ababa. So when all this group who signed the peace, I don't want to mention the names. There's so many rebels group. When they signed that peace, and they were told to come to Juba, every person who is our neighbors, the neighboring countries, they know exactly when these people were transported to Juba, not to negotiate the peace, because the peace already been negotiated in Addis Ababa, to implement the peace agreement. Is that right? My point to come to this one regarding to the complaint of the Padang. I don't understand the title that you guys put there. I'm sorry for that, because when I see this call, I know Padang is one of the group in South Sudan, but what is that Jieng and president? What's the combination of this? Does that mean Padang Jieng and President Kir or something like that?
No. It is say Padang Jieng. Padang Jieng. Yeah.
I see the last name.
Or is it because it say Padang Jieng president?
Yes.
Yeah, it was meant to say, Padang Jieng president respond to the opposition.
Okay.
Critic.
All right. Thank you very much.
So
Bill.
sorry for Mrs. Charles.
Okay. So thank you very much, Mr. Billy, because it's a kind of confusion.
No problem.
Because when I see that name, I just refer it to the JC, and then I will add another name, which is JCP, which is GM Council of Elders and President Kir. This is how I take it like that in my abbreviation. I'm sorry for that, but my people, my fellow citizens, I do believe that you, Billy, and Mr. Arrow, we met in an Idiot show, which was conducted by Idiots. And I do remember that when we talk about the issue of ABA, when our people was massacred by people of the North, and the government of South Sudan denied these people and say the ABA people that belong to North. I think you and Arrow agree with me in the one point that our people should not be sold out like that as a citizen of South Sudan and concerned citizens. To come to this point, my fellow citizens, sometimes very sad that when we see this kind of introduction of tribalism being introduced to us by President Kiir and the group that are saying that we are representing Jiang, and they are not even doing anything for the rest of Jiang people. Like, I will give you an example, like people of ABA. The people who show on the screen of the television of South Sudan, I will not say any other tribe in South Sudan. It was Jiang by themselves who denied them. And we know people of ABA, they are Dinka. They are not even other tribe of South Sudan. The reason why I say this, if we are for peace, And when that peace agreement was signed and people were told to come to Juba to implement this peace, I think people of South Sudan who are in Juba or those who are in the diaspora, they don't really feel the pains and the desperate that our people who are in neighboring country are facing, that they really need peace. And you people are telling people, I feel sorry for the president of Padang people who was just talking earlier, that telling people that Padang is ready for all these things. Yeah, Jama, you know, let us be honest to ourselves. If Arrow mentioned something, and I will correct you from that arrow. You say something about Nuer and they are good. Let us not just make people polish them and make them nice. There is a bad element of Nuer and there is a good element of Nuer. If you're telling me that your neighbor is Gajak, I don't know where do you find that neighboring with the Gajak. Since the Maban is there and the rest are all Nuer. I don't know what kind of geographical location is that in South Sudan. If it's in Gambela, the only Gajak border to Ethiopians. Sorry to mention this, but this is a little geographical location that I know in South Sudan. Who's the neighboring who? In Upper Nile especially. To be honest with you, I'm actually from Nur, as you mentioned before. And my location is Nasser area, which is including the Upper Nile area. So if we talk today about bringing peace to that country,
I can explain it to you where we have border.
No. You don't, when you were speaking, I never replied to anything because I know my turn will come. So can you please honor it and be quiet?
You asked me, and that's why I say I will answer.
No, it wasn't a question.
Yeah.
It wasn't a question. I did not put it as a question. So let me say this. I think in everywhere you lived in this world, the neighbor is very important person in life. Anybody is your neighbor is very important. There is two things that happens. For any reason, somebody attacks you in your household, and you've been chased by that enemy of yours, and you run to your enemy. Your enemy is, your neighbor is the person who will give you a shelter to stay, and even he can sacrifice his life for you being running to his house as your neighbor. You know that very well, that the same culture we have in Sudan, it doesn't matter what kind of tribe is South Sudanese especially. If anybody run to your house, that person automatically gets your help. Whether by shelter or protection, that person deserves that. There's nobody will question that if you are really South Sudanese, you know. That's the reason why I say the neighbor is very important. If you make your relationship with your neighbor a very bad relationship, do you think that your neighbor will give you provide you all these things? Absolutely no. I just want to clear something that people are talking. People of Upper Dam, they have right to complain for anything. But let us look at one thing. Upper Nile itself, it has so many tribes which are combined of 7. All those tribes, when they were living before Kir came to that South Sudan, we never have issue to each other. It could be an individual fight, and there was a government in place that solved all those problems. But today, we came to something called land grabbing. We came to something called corruption. Somebody want to be in a position to take control of the
Simon, can you allow me to interrupt, please?
Okay.
I would want to redirect you to the main topic and the discussion. Tell us why you justify the appointment of Johnson Ulony. That's what we have to concentrate on. If you are looking for a debate over the territorial dispute, we are coming up with more program pertaining to the territorial dispute, and that's when we will intensify
that's true.
Our discussion on that particular topic you are trying to address. Thank you.
Just your last introduction, you introduced something called integration. I want to ask you a question. How can you integrate a militia to another militia and tell them to disarm themselves?
Are you asking me a question? Give me your justification as to why you believe Johnson Lund should be appointed a governor of Afanal State. Just be specific and I will respond to you.
Okay.
Thank you.
I will say this, Johnson Wolon, he have a right to be a governor of Upper Nile State. First, he's a citizen of that country, and he lives also in Upper Nile, okay? And he fought for that country. If we talk about the stuff that happened in the past, everyone in that government has his bad part and the good part of it. But the question that people of Padang should ask, if Johnson Wolon became a governor of Upper Nile, will he still complain about land of Shuluk that been grabbed by Dinka, or he will act as a governor that will unite people? That's the first question people of Padang should ask. And then if Johnson Wolon answered that and related to what he said in the past, that he was fighting because the land was taken by Dinka, and then
Simon,
people of Padang should raise that case to Kir and Riek Machar.
Simon,
yes.
Simon, are you with me?
Yes, I'm with you.
Yeah. Before you proceed, you justify his appointment. You are absolutely right. You have the right as SPLM IO leadership and SPLM IO members to actually nominate whoever is your favorite candidate. However, do you accept Johnson Wolon to be appointed the governor when he's still commanding 10,000 tribal armed militia under his command?
Well, I don't know where you guys get that name. That is
no, he is still commanding 10,000.
Okay,
tribal militia, mainly from Shuluk, and it has never been integrated into the SPLM IO, let alone the South Sudan Army Force.
I don't know.
That is the concern there.
Okay, let me conclude. Don't interrupt me. I don't know who went there and count who are those Shuluk. Those people, they are IO, and he's a commander in IO. He could, IO is not only for Nuer and.
No, we know. We know. Everybody know.
Okay.
We know. Yeah.
You said you know?
Yes. The people of Padang know this literally on the ground. Technically, they know where these forces are. The 10,000 tribal militia from the Sholo Kingdom has never been integrated into the SPLM IO, let alone being integrated into the South Sudan Armed Force. So for me to concede to your demand, that you are actually demanding Johnson Wolon as your favorite candidate, you need to disarm him. He is still controlling some of the military badge as we speak. He is still in command of some independent military tank under his command. Johnson Wolon, you know that in the video. They are out there. The videos are out there when he trained that tribal militia. They have never been part of the SPLM IO military offensive across South Sudan. They are only confined to Cholo Kingdom area.
Simon, hold on. Billy.
Let me end my.
Go ahead and finish.
Let me intervene. Simon, I want to address.
I'm not going to give you a chance. Let me finish.
I just want to address something. Billy.
No, thank you very much. I think I understand what Luke said. And I think it's the same thing we want to interject to it. And
no. I'm not interjecting. Why should I interject?
Can I end up with, and then you come up with what you want to
let him go on.
Simon,
let him go on.
Simon, listen.
Yes.
I come here to moderate you. So my listen, just wait.
Go ahead.
Look, I'm not.
He could be trying. He could be helping you out, Simon.
No, go ahead.
So, Billy.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, when we come here, Lake State Media, is a platform for all of us. But when he speaks,
absolutely,
and we interrupt him, and all of you have speak lengthy time, that's not good. So give him a time to talk, and when he finish, then you will respond. But when he is talking and you're asking him question, then he will not finish. He will keep coming back and explain himself, and you come in and interrupt him. So give him time, let him talk, and after he finish, then one of you can respond to him. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
It's a very good point. But what I know is we are running out of time also. I'm not going to take the other people's time, and maybe they can have a few minutes to come in, and then the show will end. Just as a citizen of South Sudanese people, I just want you guys to know that as people, if we need peace, in peace there is no conditions. When you demand, that means you're making that peace to be harder. I want to give you one thing that I knew. I never been to South Sudan, seen the formation of it. Just be honest with you. But everything that's going on every day in that country, I know it. If I tell you when the peace agreement is started, the IO will drop their needs and whatever they need in the government, and then the review will be done in Juba, and then they will say, we don't want this, we don't want this. That's what they're doing until today. Okay? They will amend it, everything that has been done by IO. Okay? So it is very clear. I'm a citizen of South Sudan, and to bring peace to that country, first we have to take something that called tribalism out of our heads, and let us be loyal to ourselves and love for that country. If we love that country, the first thing we should put the peace first, give peace a chance, so that we can come together. When we used to live in Upper Nile, I myself live in Rang, and I think those people that I used to teach in Rang area, those are Padang kids. There's no Nuer kid in that area. Even if there is some, there must be few, but the majority are Padang kids. So before brother mentioned something that Arrow mentioned something that these people, they were doing corruption long time ago. The kids will be getting paid while they're still in high school and all this thing. This is not true, my brother. I mean, at the time of this, let me say, the government, when we are having one government with the Sudan government, all of us know that there is a limit. I mean, when it comes to dividing resources to South Sudan, even education, we are not getting good education system. We are not getting good hospitals in South Sudan in general. So are you telling me now those people, they were being given money by Bashir and then make themselves rich like what's happening now in Juba? This is not true. And you mentioned also something that I want to correct. I'm Nuer, and I will not say that if you said that you live in peace with the Gajag, and this is not true. And there's no border between Gajag and Dinka. If it's a new map of South Sudan, show me. Okay? And second to that, the people were talking about integration with militia to another militia. It's not going to happen. If we need peace in that country, let us forget about integrating who. I will just give you an example. There is have you ever seen any?
What is the other militia you're referring to?
Any thief can catch another thief and take them to jail? Never. I will tell you all these groups. Let us bring them together, whether they are militia or what. Call them South Sudanese militia, whatever it is, army, as they call it. And most people who are fighting for that country now, they took off the uniform and they are sitting somewhere in their offices and they're enjoying the money. So the money, the gun and the uniform are being given to militia in all South Sudan. Who you want to tell me now is the real arm of SPLA in that country? Nobody. So please let us not fool ourselves. We are for peace. If you talk about Padang people for peace, don't give no conditions. You can write your complaint, petitions. If it's not accepted, don't feel like you're not from South Sudan. You're still South Sudanese, and I don't think we are there to look after small tribe. If we are looking after a small tribe, then this tribe has become small, so we have to mistreat them. What about those people of Maban? Are they going to complain also they need their own place? If we want to divide this country like into the small group, it's not going to help us. What are you going to do with your resources? You need somebody to help you to do the job, you know. So please let us preach the peace, not the hatred, to hate ourselves. So the speech of Hitler and now we are telling ourselves that it's not going to take us anywhere. If we need a way forward, let us give a peace a chance and tell people, Ya Jama, let us talk to Johnson Wallen. If he's going to make peace and security in that Upper Nile region, we are okay.
You did not answer the question of integrating his tribal militia. So how do you expect the people to accept him when he's a threat to these particular people? Okay, to the Dinka, it's not a threat to Nuer, it's not a threat to to Maban.
Billy, I don't.
So how do you expect the Dinka to compromise or to concede to your demand when he's coming with the army?
The example I just gave you, if you talk about
tell me in other state whereby a governor is actually coming in commanding a tribal army or a sectarian army.
Well, you know what? I will start with
that's why the case of Johnson Lange is exceptional.
I'm not going to go to governor. President Kiir himself.
Okay, you claim to be a human rights Simon Chol when in fact you are actually endorsing war and other way around.
Or any other tribe, 64 tribes of South Sudan. Do we have any tribe there? Please don't mislead people and tell them that you are saying truth. Hatta Jieng bitakum de, they are complaining in Juba saying we are fighting for Jieng, and while other Jieng are suffering, watching other people clothed in Sudan and other places like Egypt and Ethiopia, Kenya, and all this stuff. What are you talking about?
Okay, Bol, we are let the audience know that we are coming back, and we apologize to the rest of the guests that did not have the time to actually present their opinion. But we are requesting you in advance, so you have to come back quickly once Boris start the new show, the new session. So we want you to come back in the order in which we are. John Mayer, thank you for your patience, and followed by Yuot Fadit, and then Bongjak, and then Kiragwer, and Gabriel Alat. Please come back for the next session. Thank you very much.
Gentlemen, for bringing me in, and for those who are, I'm sorry that your time being consumed. For those who have left, did not say a word. Anna, I just want to tell you guys, let us preach the peace to our people. And whatever happened in the past, let us make sure that we have security in that country. It doesn't matter if it's a militia or whatever. If you come with your forces, it's a Billy. The only thing is that you are not going to we have to confirm that you're not going to target any other group. We are okay with you. That's it. Thank you very much.
And that's what you are endorsing right now, Simon. You are endorsing Johnson Lange to come and wipe out the Dinka of Upper Nile and then occupy their land. That's why you are being naive, because you could not enter it. And you're trying to distract us here. Thank you anyway.
Listen. There is about other 5 tribes. Do you think that those 5 tribes in Upper Nile, they will not?
Well, Johnson Lange is not a threat to your tribe. It's not a threat to Nuer. It's not a threat to Mabana, or Koma, or Chiluk themselves. It's a threat only to Dinka. That's why he took up arms. He did not took up arms to fight you. Common sense.
The language of Kirmayadin. Thank you very much, Billy. Good luck.
No, I'm looking forward to debate you one-on-one, because I'm very aggressive when it comes to debate, and I'm looking forward to see you on that, whether on the issue of land dispute or any other issue.
You bring it up.
I will be better on it. And you should know that you are just a lone a lone citizen from Eastern Nuer. And majority of Eastern Nuer are rejecting Johnson Lung, for your information. It's only you guys in diaspora here that are rejecting him. But on the ground, that's why all the prominent politicians from the Eastern Nuer, they flock to the government side. Now you are the only one, Simon.
Those people are not
good morning.
peace and they don't want
Good
peace.
morning.
I will
Good
not
morning, gentlemen.
Yes.
Good morning.
Thank you and welcome back, Simon. I like your debate.
Anyway,
but don't think you can fool anyone here. I know what you are up to.
To make this country, we need to just bring people. You
are being a hypocrite, Simon.
You know,
that's not the way you should present yourself as a human rights activist. That is so ridiculous, very contradictory.
But for you,
I apologize.
People are all equal. That's one thing you have to understand. And also, I will not look after we deal with the even criminal greater than your president.
Yes.
Simon, I appreciate your coming here to talk about the topic, because we were hosting a Padang community, and then later on we would bring people like you. So
I appreciate that. Yes,
people are asking, why should I bring you? But the way debate, if a Padang community talk by themselves and nobody coming here to respond, then their talk will be
meaningless.
Yes, it will be monopolized. We like you here, Simon. Don't worry about that. We need to contrast each other.
I'm always Padang people. Even tomorrow, I'm going to meet one of them. But listen, brother, let us be honest. Managul kalama kwes. Kalam biji peace fi belede. If anywhere there's a condition, maafi salam. This is one thing I want you guys to know. Only the one thing that I can agree with you, if people of Padang amulu majlis, and then they will go and meet with Johnson Wolin and give him only one question before you declare a war because Denka Padang was taking over your land. Are you going to continue with that mission, or you forget about it and you're going to run this up and down?
Okay, let me answer you briefly, Simon. Once again, what we just want from you as an IO supporters and your leadership is to simply integrate 10,000 tribal militia of Cholo Kingdom under the command of Johnson Olony into the South Sudan Armed Force. Once you do that, when you do us favor like that, we will welcome him. As long Johnson Olony is just coming as a toothless dog, we will accommodate him as the governor, just for the sake of peace.
To Jieng army, and then I will agree with you. Like in the good South Sudan army, I will not agree with you.
Simon,
no, don't say that. Dr. Rick Machar is already cooperating. His forces are now being integrated into South Sudan Army forces.
Really?
Why is Johnson Olony 10,000 forces being reserved?
And that's not.
What are they for? They are only being reserved only to fight the Dinka. And that's why Dinka is saying, no, this guy cannot be allowed as a governor unless he disarmed. Or he will be disarmed militarily by the South Sudan Armed Force.
Simon,
yes.
Thank you, and let's come back.
This is what I'm asking.
Yeah.
Johnson was under the command of Vice President
Dr. Riek Machar,
right?
Yes.
Okay, and we have and he signed an agreement and he comes to Juba. So the way I look at it, the government of South Sudan are not stupid enough to give Johnson a governorship and fail to integrate his
forces,
his militias, because
I think you guys are speaking right now like you don't even know what's going on in South Sudan.
I'm just saying.
Okay. No, let me clear this to you. I don't know what you mean about integration, but the forces that they've been trained, that they will combine together. Those forces they are being trained in separate camp until now. Nobody, no IO army being put together with a.
Yeah, okay. Johnson Olony forces has never been part of the SPLM IO. They have been they have been separate from IO for a very long time. They have their own command.
That's not true, Bailey. They There's a training camp for them where they are, and they are being trained as the IO army. Even in his forces right now, I'm talking to you, there are some commands which are near in those areas. They are not sure. Okay?
That's not true.
Simon.
Yeah.
You are playing politics, Simon, but that's okay though. It's normal, but you're not going to fool nobody with your propaganda.
No,
you know?
Simon.
Yes.
Simon.
Yes, go ahead, Bull.
The agreement said that all the forces under the command of Riek Machar will be integrated, and before the integration, they will be in a cantonment. Did Johnson agree for his forces? Let me call them forces, because when I call them militias, you want to fly the sky.
No, I cannot accept something that's not true, because
let me just say it. Okay, I call them forces. I call them forces. Yeah. Look, I'm not opposing you. I call them forces so you can live in your chair. So this is what I'm saying.
I will be staying here, Bull.
The condition is very clear. Either Simon Chol has to control with his leadership to only integrate Johnson into the South Sudan armed forces, or you wouldn't be allowed to take over that seat.
The agreement, Riek Machar signed the agreement that all the forces will be in cantonment, any post under his leadership. And you believe that John forces were under the command of Vice President Riek Machar.
Dr.
Right?
Riek Machar.
Right?
Yes, but
he doesn't believe. He just he has no idea.
Okay, there is cantonment also in the Upper Nile region. That's where these forces are training. They never go anywhere.
But
do you know in agreement?
Okay, let me ask you one question.
Hold on. You will answer that together. Do you know this agreement that the commander-in-chief of the IO army never been to Juba? You know that, right?
The commander-in-chief of the IO. Actually, okay.
The chief of staff of the IO forces.
But because I read that you have this agreement with the
chairman. Yeah, with Dr. Riek Machar. That's why.
Okay, how can he agree with Dr. Riek Machar without Johnson Wolong? Johnson
Wolong has never listen, Simon. Johnson Wolong just formed a military alliance with Dr. Riek Machar. He has never been part of the IO, no matter what you say. Okay, ask yourself, why didn't Johnson Wolong listen? Why didn't Johnson Wolong come to Juba in 2016? Why? Tell me why.
Okay, that question, when Simon Garwedwell went to Juba, he has to leave someone. All the commanders was still in Pagak. Johnson was there in Pagak.
Anyway, we'll just let the people know, so they have to come back. I don't know when the video is going to start, and I want these guests to come back.
Let me tell this to Bull.
Why did Riek Machar fail to nominate Simon Garwedwell to lead his army? Why he left him behind? Why he did not nominated him? Why did not appointed him? Why?
Okay, what do you mean by why he did not appointed him? He's in
Khartoum. He's in Khartoum. He's not in his army. He lose him.
No, that's not true.
They are not even in contact.
Brother.
They are not comrades.
I know they're not. Garwedwell is not part of Dr. Riek Machar now. Yeah.
You went out of agenda.
We know what is going on. Okay. No matter what you guys can say about it. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. To the rest of the guests, please come back quickly. Once the next session is going to start.
It's already okay. It's already morning. I will come back if you need me to come back. There's no problem. But for us to know,
Simon, come back, brother. Okay. You are good. Yeah.
Right.
But you should understand that you are just an isolated citizen from the Eastern Nuer. Majority of Nuer, of Nather, Gajo, Gaja, they are now on the government side. Ask yourself, where are the prominent politicians of Eastern Nuer? They're no longer with Dr. Riek Machar.
Well,
you just alone walk here.
People like
that's why I'm not concerned about these noises you're making on social media. Even Chenko themselves should understand that Garwedwell is not even with Dr. Riek Machar. You are just beating the bush.
Allah. Yeah, well,
yes, overwhelmingly on the ground as we speaking, majority of Eastern Nuer, Simon, majority of Eastern Nuer, they are against the appointment of Johnson Ulun. So they're standing with the Dinka of Padang.
Yeah, but you know what? I want to tell you something. It's not about the majority. Let us look at the facts, you know. All of you can agree that you want to go with Johnson Ulun, and then I will say no. It doesn't mean that I don't know what is my right.
No, I compromise with you, Simon. But what we are saying is we accept Johnson Ulun, but you need to get rid of his tribal army. Integrate his tribal army. Take out the heavy military hardware. Let them be handed over to the government.
You get rid of his army while the other ones are keeping theirs. No, that's not true. I would not agree with that.
Well, that means you are declaring war, and Dr. Rick Machar is going to be responsible. You and Dr. Rick Machar and the supporters, you are going to be responsible.
That will be.
We accept Johnson Ulun. We need to get rid of his tribal army.
Somebody asking you guys, is that a debate or a war?
Well, what is going on? There is too much echo. I don't know what's going on here.
Anyway, you coming back, I will join you. Okay?
Well, that means you are declaring war, and Dr. Rick Machar is going to be responsible. Dr. Rick Machar and the supporters are going to be responsible.
Yeah, was one of the guys down there that I did not meet. Okay.
Should we turn it off and then come back?
Yeah.
Okay.
Billy.
Yeah.
So let's leave and we'll come back. So look.
Yeah, shut it down. Shut it down. So we have to start over. But you have to start with the John Mayer. John Mayer is the next speaker. Then will be followed by Yuot Padit, and then Bongjak Ruot, and then Gabriel Alad, and then Miguel. So everybody's going to have a platform, and so the debate is going to be very intensive. So get ready, guys. What we were doing in the first session was all about presentation. Yeah, now we are going to contrast the debate. That's what will make it more interesting. So welcome back, Simon.
A little bit.
Yeah.
I think Bongjak should come after me. Should be the first guy.
Yeah.
Okay, if you're coming back anyway, that's okay. We will welcome you back. No problem.
I'm just gonna come back right now. So go come back, okay?
All right. Thank you.
How long?
It's not gonna be too long.
We don't know. It depends on how whether people